Channel said, how is your run going? Stream seems to be fine. I have no idea what just happened. I'm not even using the VPN. Why? What? Okay, whatever. At least it seems to be live now. And as I was asking, how is the run going, Vil? Also, did any of you watch the Pride tournament yesterday? It was pretty fun. Pride was like really well dressed, which was really cool. Definitely put a lot of effort into it. And he had really nice interface, like the transitions between scenes. Okay, new skins. What is here? Spas 15 skin, which is painful to see because I'm missing Spas 15. I already have a skin for her even. And is this like the submachine gun? I don't really remember the name. SR2, I think. I basically already have skins for most of these. Nice tummy. Oh, I've seen this one before. Big ribbons. Why is her hair tentacles? Like, what is this set even supposed to be? It's not Halloween. Well, I don't know what it's supposed to be, but it looks pretty cool, I suppose. Yeah, this is the submachine gun I was thinking of. I like the skin I have of her more. Also, notice on the bottom right how it says pet pet. That's the loading message when I'm trying to collect the affection. Very cute detail. Alright, let's find out how the event is. The soundtrack for this game is also fucking amazing. Oh shit, yeah, this girl was introduced on the last event. We're probably going to be fighting her. Evie. Ras. This is definitely too loud. Hello, Vil, welcome back. And there we go, Isolation Forest is the name of the event I'm going to be playing through today. I don't know if I can clear it in one sitting. I might, since it's a minor. Also, Vil, how is your Undertale run going, as I was asking? Is my connection just bad today? Like even worse than usual? We go to hard. What is 120 at the corner? Is that like the number of tokens I can collect today? And this should be like an image with explanations, like informations regarding the event. I guess it's just not loading. It's like information files. Who is this? Never seen this girl before, but she's very cute. I like the glasses. Honestly, I'm going to put my own glasses like this. There we go. An overture for apoptosis. There's going to be a lot of reading today. Story is really one of the biggest things about the game. Good afternoon. It is currently 15:30 Frankfurt time on November 3rd. Welcome to the news. First, let us return to the hotly discussed topic of the regulations for Dove security provisional version. Following the wave of terror incidents perpetrated by Doves, the Ministry of Justice is expediting revisions and improvements to the next iteration of the regulation for Dove security. It is expected to be submitted for committee approval by the end of the month. This will be seen as a strong signal to the public that Dove oversight policies will be tightened significantly. Sources report that news of the regulations likely transition from provisionals to permanent has sparked widespread joy among citizens who have taken to the streets in spontaneous celebration. That can't be completely true. Because basically there were some incidents regarding TDOVs involving death of people who basically didn't even start with TDOVs technically. I mean, TDOVs are just tools. And they are also very important for society to function on this universe. Think of like workers, there's a ton of them working, including important things such as hospitals. And now that there's a lot of regulations in place, basically the society is just not as productive, I'd say. So not everyone can be happy about it. Only the people that are paranoid about security are, I suppose. Now let's join our correspondent on the scene. Hello, I'm currently standing outside the Johannes Gutenberg University of Mainz. I kinda wish the reporter was Shadowless, which is just one of the characters. She's a reporter. She has been for a few events. Apparently this is just a random reporter. With government dispatched human personnel arriving on site, many hospitals in this area have now resumed normal operations. You can see right now that there's a considerable crowd gathered outside the hospital, and that's also a thing. I was just arguing for the hospitals that they had less efficiency because now they lost the TDOV workers, but there are also people happy about that because now there's more jobs for humans. After hearing about the new progress on the regulations for DOV security, many people have spontaneously gathered here to celebrate. Let's speak to some of them and hear what the regulations mean to them. Hello there. Hello, could you share your thoughts on the regulations potentially becoming official? Killing everything and everyone? Well, that is how Genocide Run works. Also, a kinda similar, more like inspired game to Undertale that I really fucking like is Everhood. It's like a music game, but not exactly a rhythm game because you are dodging the music notes instead of trying to hit them. And yeah, it's a lot like Undertale in the art style. And you also can do a genocide run in there. So yeah, if you ever feel like playing a music game, I can recommend that. Absolutely. The regulations benefit me directly. A few moments ago, I hired a nanny dog to care for my child. Over time, my child became increasingly distant from me. At first, I thought I was just too busy with work and neglected their feelings. I mean, that's like giving a child an iPad or something. Of course, they're going to be more distant. You're not going to have as much control on their education either. But after installing surveillance cameras at home, I discovered that the dog had been mimicking my voice behind my back, abusing my child, and even claiming it was under my orders. Okay, that's kind of fucked up if it's true. But all did that? That's truly awful. But after going through the screening and optimization procedures outlined in the regulations, that nanny doll no longer does anything unnecessary. My relationship with my child has improved a lot. I'm genuinely happy for you, ma'am. Sir, may we ask your opinion? A man in a hospital gown, his face gaunt with illness, tucks a folded slip of paper back into his pockets, then nervously looks into the camera. Oh, me? I'm a terminal cancer patient, bedridden for a long time. I used to suffer at the hands of medical dogs. Their attitudes were cold, their behavior robotic, and they had zero regards for my dignity. The emotional toll was very— That just can't be fucking true. Dogs do have emotions, but they are programmed emotions. So if you're going to make a T-doll to work at the hospital, you're going to give her a personality that functions efficiently at the hospital. That just can't be true. Since the implementations of the regulations for adult security, I finally felt the warm, meticulous care of fellow human beings again. Speak not naturally, you sound too stiff. Elves are machines. After all, only humans truly understand what humans need. That's why I believe the regulations must be made permanent immediately. I fully support it. Thank you both for your responses. Now, pile of miscellaneous items gets tossed out of the hospital front doors. They seem to be office supplies. Next, several people in white lab coats come running out like their lives depend on it, fleeing down a side street in panic. Okay, are we getting some action? No, we're getting to meet whoever this cute girl is. Get out! Scram as far as you can. An enraged woman storms out after them, shouting down the street. Stop messing around in the hospital. Just because the government crammed you through a few crash courses doesn't mean you can do this job. Okay, I guess she's upset because the new workers are like not really meeting her expectations. Also, she's so fucking cute, I need to screenshot her and send to a friend. One mixed up gentamicin, what the fuck is that, with penicillin. Another turned an IV prescription into an oral one, and even better yet, one gave a 3-year-old with diarrhea 20 tablets of that's hard to read. Ceftobiprol in a day? What the fuck is that? Ceftobiprol. Google seems to know. Sold under the brand name Zevter, among others, is a 5th generation antibacterial used to treat pneumonia. Okay, I guess that's not very fitting for diarrhea. Still fuming, the woman notices a poster supporting the regulations formalization stuck near the entrance. Her fury flares up again, and she rips down the poster and stomps on it repeatedly. See? Not everyone is happy about this, as I said. Hey, I just put that up. Does that still count toward my paycheck? Shut up! The camera is still on. During the exchange, the woman directs her sharp and murderous glare at the group. Who are you people? Ma'am, I'm a reporter with the Current Affairs news segment. A reporter? The anger vanishes instantly from her face. She strides toward the camera and beams warmly into the lens. Oh, so she's this kind of person. She can just snap out of it, especially under the camera. Oh, I'm currently interviewing citizens about the potential formal adoption of the regulations for dog security. What is your perspective? Noticing the reporter hesitation as she offers the mic, the woman snatches it right out of her hand. Oh, I'm totally in support for such a great initiative. Oh yes, sure, I believe you are. Sure, dogs are cheap, efficient, quick reacting, professionally competent, and stay sharp 24/7. But even without them, hospitals have only descended into slight chaos, haven't they? Ma'am? The government has dispatched over 100 trained personnel to each major hospital to fill the labor shortage. Don't you think your response is a bit... The reporter tries to retrieve the mic, but the woman sidesteps her deftly. Hello, Belle, how are you? Welcome in. Also, once again, congratulations on your crazy stream, that was amazing. I'm doing alright, I believe my condition is getting better. The thingy go, if you're talking about the medical stuff, it does seem like I am improving. We still don't know very well. Yesterday was insane, it fucking was. I can't imagine how fast your heart was beating at the peak of the stream, I suppose. Just cheering like you're... I don't even know how to describe it, but you were like so happy, and even you described it yourself on Discord, you were going insane. how long have you been playing this game? I started playing when the English server for Girls Frontline 1 released. Also, welcome to the stream. I did take a 2.5-year break after Mirror Stage, which I really regret, but I was at a kinda very stressed moment of my life. I felt like I did everything I wanted in the game. That was not true. I wish I didn't take the break. Now my account is ruined, kinda, but oh well, here I am. Better late than ever to come back. Yes, the government rushed out a batch of medical personnel in just 3 days. Truly a timely solution to our burning problems. Had I known humans could become doctors in 2-3 days, I wouldn't have wasted time getting a PhD. Happy to have you back, and I'm glad to be back. It's hard to tell how much I will be streaming over the next week, but I really want to, especially because there's new season in Master Duel. I'm trying to learn a new deck. I want to learn Ice Jade, one of the more forgotten Abyss War archetypes. That's how I'm normally with games. Normally I just pick like a couple games and I dedicate a lot into them. I'm not really the kind of person to change game every weeks or a few months. Mom, the interview is now over. Please return the... I guess she's not returning. You've asked me plenty of questions. Isn't it my turn to ask one? That's not how an interview works, but sure. Play for a long time, burnout, stop for a long time, return to play too much, burnout again. Yep. This will be tough. Are you talking about your Undertale run? You and you, all of you who come to hospital seeking doctor and nurses, would you really entrust your own surgery to a temp worker who can't even tell the difference between forceps and a hemostat? I fucking wouldn't. I definitely wouldn't. Would you really entrust your loved ones in the ICU to someone who spent only 3? The reporter panics and tries to flee from the raging woman. This is life, I suppose. But once the dam of fury has burst, it's impossible to hold it back. Where are you going? I'm not finished. Tsundere, the woman, we don't know yet. She's new. All we know is that she's very upset at the regulation for T-dolls, which means they're like T-dolls, as in robots, were taking a lot of workforce in the hospitals and pretty much every other important thing in society. And now there's a lot of regulations. T-dolls are not employed anymore. They have been replaced with humans with no experience. So she's very mad. And I would be too, I guess. First time doing genocide, second playthrough. Yundin exists. Unfortunately, I don't know much about it. I know who Undin is as a character, at least her design. I don't know if you have to fight her or how does she play into the story. Station, get the signal, now! And it's gone. Alright, when do we get to learn that character name? I need to know. She already made the event amazing. Second hardest in genocide, really? I imagine the hardest is what's his name? Sons? Thank you for the live interviews brought to us by our on-site correspondents. There seems to be a bit of a commotion at the scene. Now let's focus on the important conference about to take place in Frankfurt. I'd imagine Sons is like the hardest in the entire game, not just genocide. Genetics Archive Room in the Faculty of Medicine, Johannes Gutenberg, University of Mainz. Footsteps, still heavy with hunger, come to a stop outside the door. The moment the door swings open, a cacophony of heated voice bursts forth. What do you mean the founding of the URNC has nothing to do with us? An entity that transcends national alliances means the end of all existing technological barriers. It marks the beginning of an unprecedented golden age for medicine and science as a whole. I pity you, naive idealists. If alliances between nations really worked, why would we have 3 world wars? The URNC is nothing more than a flashy facade. You can't seriously think it will actually change the world. I mean, it's going to change, but for the worse. We know this because this game is not actually the first to come out. The first game that this company made and in this universe was like 70 years into the future of this. And we know that the world is a billion times even more fucked. The world progresses precisely through these small changes. Do you really think? Ah, Constance. I guess that's her name. Standing at the doorway, bag in hand, Constance seems to have no intention of entering her archive room. Constance, we're discussing the impact that the URNC could have on medical science. Do you have any insights? My insights? Her smiling and seeing how she responded to the interview earlier makes me think she's going to be very negative about this. Hello, Hatano Kiyoshi, welcome in. How are you? How are you? Once again, it's very nice to see you. And I don't know how much you understand English, but it does make me very happy to see you here. The preliminary thesis presentations are in 2 days. Are your slideshows ready? No, not yet. I'm working on it. I don't need to remind you of the consequences of annoying Professor Warach. Warak? Not sure what is the best way to read that. Do I? Sorry. The archive room quickly returns to its proper silence. Constance picks up her bag and leaves. It doesn't help that the closest checkpoint is far away. Actually, I should be doing shoutouts. So I'm going to shout out Bushibel. Why is it not working? I guess I have to do /shoutout Bushibel and /shoutout Tanukiyoshi, which I have to copy paste because I don't have like Japanese letters on my keyboard. The channel you are shouting out does not exist. That's just not true. Huh? Oh, okay, I think I get it. I think it's just my shot acting weird. You have to wait 2 minutes before giving another shoutout. Oh well, I guess that's how it works. I'm not good at English, so I came here to learn. You're not going to learn much from me because I speak like a troglodyte. I am really not good at speaking. But I hope if you can learn something that is going to make me happy. The archive room quickly... Okay, I already heard that. You missed the checkpoint? Checkpoint, is that like a save point? I guess it is. Once the door closes behind her, Constance breathes in the fresh air of the corridor. Phew, is there nowhere left in the world where I can find some peace and quiet? Also, Kiyoshi, I did join in for one of your latest streams. I saw that you were drawing another Dragon Maid piece with like all of them. There was Vatis, there was Chamber, there was Kitchen, there was Parlor, and there was... who's the other one? Laundry? Hadari? I don't remember if the house was there, to be honest. But it was cute, it was good art. Everyone obsessed with the regulations for dog security and the URNC. What good is any of that to kids who can't even finish a research thesis proposal? I wonder if you finished it, if you posted it like on Twitter or something. Oh, not that I can find there. Anyway, back to the game. Shaking her head to dispel these distracting thoughts, Constance gathers herself and knocks on her advisor office door. Come in. Professor, here's the material you asked me to organize yesterday. Also, I've already finished editing Thomas' thesis. I sent it to your inbox around 9 AM this morning. Good, I'll take a look shortly. Still as reliable as ever, only you can handle all these edicts perfectly. You don't know directions, as in where to go in the game, or like actual directions. Where is left? Where is right? Okay, can I send a shout out this time? Yes, I can. So yeah, go follow Hatanuki Yoshi. He is an amazing artist. He draws a lot of Yu-Gi-Oh art. You flatter me, Professor. Oh, by the way, Professor Warak pulls out a few sheets from the towering stack of documents on the desk and hands them to Constance. Your application has been approved. Town isn't up? It's definitely not up. Unless you are on inverted controls. That's great. Thank you so much, Professor. You're one of the rare few willing to stay focused on academia. Even in these tumultuous times. You must be aware that all anyone talks about lately are things far removed from us. As someone who lived through the war, I hope my students never get involved in politics. That's not a burden that young people with nothing but passion should bear. I feel like this is implying something that will happen in the future. She is going to be very tightly connected to politics. They're too young, too easily swayed. They know too little, and there are too many out there who want to exploit them. It's all thanks to your guidance, Professor. With you as my role model, I've learned how to move forward. You hate inverted controls? I think it depends on the game you are playing. I know, I think sometimes it might make more sense. But once you switch to normal controls, it feels really weird as well. And then there's games where you imagine like an action RPG, and the confusion debuff, instead of making you attack yourself, it makes you invert controls. I think that's a really cool concept. Is this still real? You mean the character in Girls Front Line? Haha, you sweet talker. Have you decided on your research direction? The tentative idea is to construct a recombinant adenovirus expressing the apoptosis protein. Okay, now speak English. Died at the same place, rest in peace. Can't you make like a quick save somehow? Is that cheating? That's not exactly cutting edge. You can take more time to think about it. The lab equipment is good enough to support a wide range of projects, and the budget is decent too. He was talking about people getting exploited. True. Okay, I'll come up with a few more ideas. When you're free, I hope I can take a bit of your valuable time to discuss them. Of course, no problem at all. I mean, it's just human nature to be greedy, and when people are greedy, they are going to exploit others. It doesn't help that the world is kind of fucked. Like, finances even from governments are in pretty bad shape all around the planet. But yeah, enough depressing things. Let's skip the depressing things about the real life and talk about the depressing things within the game. Then I won't disturb you any further. After politely bidding her mentor farewell, Constance exhales in relief as she walks down the corridor. All done? She eagerly dials an old friend. Nell? Okay, now that's the character I know. And this character is with us, the commander, right now. Not so loud, Connie. You scared the crap out of me. I can't help it. I've got amazing news. The lab application just got approved. That's wonderful. Now, we can finally start prepping for the experiment we haven't been able to complete. We have no idea how long I've been dreaming of this day. Same here. What's wrong? You don't sound excited. It's nothing. I just getting emotional. Back when we were sneaking around, doing our experiment without permission, we nearly got flagged for BSL-4. Can't believe we're actually getting closer to our dream now. Don't worry, you and I will finish that experiment. You know, the moment I saw you in the lab back then, I knew no challenge could deter you. Boy Barros, rest in peace, controls. When I brought up the idea to you back then, I thought for sure you'd say no. After all, if we get caught running experiments that don't match our proposal, you could get seriously punished. Don't worry, I've got it covered. I'm gonna save a nice suffering? What, getting cold feet now? That's not like you at all. I'm just worried you'll get dragged down because of me. I don't have much to lose, but you have a bright future ahead of you. Oh, cut it out. I know what you're trying to say, that you've got family to fall back on if things go bad, and I don't. But I don't care about any of that. I'm an orphan raised on the government's time, and that's exactly why I'm not afraid of anything. What could possibly be more moving than the pursuit of truth? You're right. Nothing in this world can obscure the truth. Even if Darwin had repented on his deathbed, the theory of evolution would not be undone. Bruno's body may have perished, but his insight would never waver. Okay, who is this Bruno? Because I'm not understanding this reference. Darwin, definitely anyone understands that. So what? Now that we're closer to the truth, you want to back down? Now, that really isn't like you. You're braver than I am. Don't tell me you're still shaken from what happened with Cavity. Of course she is. That was pretty rough thing quite a few events ago. You can save your reverse psychology. I know what you're getting at. Thank you. I hope you do. Got your materials and data ready? Yeah, everything's set on my end. Great. When are you free? Let's meet up and finalize the experiment. Sure, Connie. I've got something to finish first. Let's talk later. I have a feeling she might not finish it. Alright? I'm always online. She's just like me for real, for real. I'm gonna big suffer. Suffering is good when you are done with it. You can look back and see, oh yes, I accomplished this. And obviously there are exceptions to what I said. There's a lot of suffering that is just not good at all. But when it comes to a video game, sure, suffering is kinda nice. Now puts down the communicator. Across from her, the commander scratches their head uneasily. I've got the lab sorted. The commander can bring themselves to meet her steady gaze. Okay, now we are actually seeing the story from the perspective of ourselves. Now, all that's left is the materials. Their eyes settle on the door handle in front of them, but neither moves to open it. Gray, what's left of her is in there. Honestly, I can send someone else to take care of this. No. Now rests a trembling hand on the handle. She doesn't look at the commander. Maybe she's trying to convince herself. I understand what you're asking. If Paradise is to be completely destroyed, we need a perfect bullet that can strike it right in the heart. Even if a doll has top-tier electronic warfare capabilities, infiltrating their systems to gather actionable intel comes at an unimaginable cost. Stop using so many weird words, I'm not good at reading. Right now, only my teacher can do it. No, I probably shouldn't even call her that anymore. Think of her as a cadaveric donor, or an insult to the Lady of Ashes. Whatever she is, she has to rise again and fight for us. This has to be done by someone. Then let this someone be me. I guess she's talking about the real Grey, not the Paradise imposter. And she's going to overtake her role. The commander, at a loss for comforting words, can only sigh. If that's your decision, then Professor Persica will assist you with the technical aspects. She's already integrated human intelligence research with other show research. It should be enough to support. You're not beating this shit. I mean, if you... After a couple of losses, I think it's fair to just go watch guides. And that might do it. Maybe there's like some piece of information that you're missing and it's going to make it a ton of times easier. The experiment. Height. Thank you. Now looks up to the commander with a small smile. Be given a chance to avenge my professor personally. Commander, I truly am grateful. We both have tough battles ahead of us. Please don't worry. I'll prove myself as Professor Grey's most exceptional student. It is a skill issue. Skill can be worked on with practice. Now pulls down the door handle. And some people do improve faster than others, but at the end of the day, you can still improve. In the temporary operations room. After assembling all combat-capable doves, AR-18 projects a map of the entire city of Frankfurt onto the screen. Commander, everyone is ready. Right. After evacuating from the White Zone, we've had a few brief days to catch our breath. Let's go over everyone's recovery status. Commander, Sub-2 has completed her repairs. While her parts are currently replaced with general-purpose substitutes, they should suffice for standard combat. I love how Sub-2 is the one doing her own repairs, very classic of her. So the AR team is ready to return to the field. You bet. I've been asleep for so long, I'm feeling super refreshed now. Understood. The Phi is also ready as ever. Unfortunately, 416 still can't be activated. Aside from her, the rest of 404 is ready for action at any time. There haven't been any casualties on our end. For now, we're focused on assisting 404 with electronic warfare. Holy fuck, there's so many different squadrons of T-Doves that weren't originally Griffin, now by our side. And I guess that's just how it is since the story is wrapping up. Everyone is coming together to fight for the same cause. And it's just really cool to see it happening. Got it. Everyone, we're running out of time. Did I do too much damage? Just don't get hit by them, and then they do no damage. It's that easy. Quick, the commander presses a button on the remote control, and several red markers light up on the Frankfurt map. These are the locations of Paradise factories we've identified based on current intel. 45 hacked into the energy sector and verified the data. These sites are consuming an absurd amount of power and water in a short time. On top of that, all of their waste output is handled by the same shell company. No ordinary civilian enterprise would ever run with such an operational model. Following that lead, we uncovered even more factories. Additionally, ever since we extracted the commander from the White Zone, resource consumption at these factories has spiked again. Which means they've ramped up production. As for what they are producing, I think you can now guess combat units? Like what else? No doubt something to do with these disgusting monsters. So what do we do? With the manpower we've got, there's no way we can hit all of them one by one. AR-18 raises a hand, gesturing for everyone to stay quiet and let the commander finish. You're right, since we still haven't recovered the Elmo, we're in a state of extreme personnel shortage. That's why I decided on this plan. The commander taps the control a few more times and a new layout appears on the screen. And now we're seeing the story from the perspective of the enemy. This is our next plan. Even after such massive losses, and with the connection to the Lake of Cognition still severed, we're continuing with the original strategy. Sister Nimran must have her regions. All we need to do is obey. Nimran watches the tool before her coldly. All the factories in Frankfurt are running at full capacity to power the repair of the passage to the Wake of Cognition. It won't be long before it's operational again. Exactly. I knew you must have your regions. You mobilized our forces in Frankfurt while we were still in the dark. I don't need to explain my reasoning to you. Of course, at this point we'll just follow your will. I'm not questioning you. I'm just worried that after so many operational errors, the system might be overloaded and starting to misfire. That's none of your concern. I hope she gets fucked because she's so like secretive. Morido and Bermed exchange a knowing eye roll and leave the room together. Nimran picks up her communicator, which has been on call the entire time. Any issues on your end? Not at all. Oh my god, I'm so scared of what their boss fight is going to be like. If there even is one, we don't know yet. Or I don't know yet. I heard you know who is now in position. We know that she's very powerful at electronic warfare and she basically rendered 416 useless for the duration. She's kind of in a coma. Behind Nimran, a little figure slips into the seat at the office desk and starts casually spinning in the chair. Who could that be? Oh, it's a new character. Okay, I guess it can't be anyone I know. Hiya, Sister Nimran. Long time no see. Long time no see? Styx. Isn't Styx like a river from Greek mythology? In Greek mythology, Styx, also called the river Styx, is a goddess and one of the rivers of the Greek underworld. Very cool, very cool. Okay, I do have to be away from keyboard for like 1 minute maybe. Just need to check on someone, because someone got home and I just need to make sure it is someone I'm expecting and not a thief or something like that. Until then, you can look at one of my doctors, MP5. Be right back. Okay, I am back. I really like how the interfaces they do for like the chapter selection on events. Always very pretty. Like the animation on the log when it was coming up, it was pretty cool. And yeah, like I said, it's going to be a ton of reading today. We can see there are 25 chapters, sections, maps, whatever you want to call it, on this event. Most of them are going to be story. If I were to make a guess, at the end, it's going to be like 6 of them with actual gameplay. Everything else is just story. Stasi HQ. The display shows that the meeting in the designated office has already started. A At this moment there is complete silence. Amari stops her disheveled hair, puts on her cap, and enters the conference room. Sorry, I'm a little late. It's fine, the meeting hasn't started yet. Sterling glances at the empty seat opposite her. The person who was supposed to chair the weekly meeting is absent also. I always forget this thing. The be right back notice. Sterling glances at the empty seat opposite her. The person who is supposed to chair the weekly meeting is absent. What do we do now? Do we still have the meeting? Jay is still missing. He's not coming, I can tell you that. So what now? No one's in charge? News, no direct supervisor, which means we can skip work. Amari stretches lazily. I heard Q will be taking over Commander later on. Oh, then you're fucked. Q is a very strict individual. Who? That overtime maniac? Great, Q is way more reliable than Jay. That is also true. Bad news, from now on we will be on standby 24/7. The door opens again and Q enters the conference room. Q gazes from door to door with amusement. From the looks on your faces, you already know I'll be taking over. Can't have been good looks. Yes, I've already made the announcement. Then I won't waste any time. You've all worked with me before and know my style. Q drops a stack of documents on the table. Time to take some of the work out of my hands, ladies. Dagmar, edit. You too continue searching the Elmo. Get me something useful from it. Yes, ma'am. Dagmar and Edit take the two search wagons, hand it to them, and leave the office. Very clean, very efficient. Do this and they start working. Bridget, I've assigned a new agent to replace Jay in the White Zone. Go handle the handover. Is it a complete handover? Are we handing everything over to this person? No. Just give him enough to hold the position for now. Got it? Bridget takes the permit to enter the White Zone and also leaves. Sterling, please submit the paperwork for transferring the dog squad command for me. I've already filled it out. Just look it over while you're on your way. Understood? Just like that, only Q and Amaris remain in the conference room. Amaris blinks, looking at a now empty table, then she glances at you across from her. What about me? Do I get a holiday? You wish? Q opens the paperback she has brought, pulls out 2 cups of coffee and pushes one over to Amaris. Amaris, I have a question for you. Seeing that the question is important enough for Q to treat her to a coffee, Amaris straightens up in her chair. About Daybreak? Yes, but more importantly about Daybreak's designer, Dr. Martha Meitner. That's not really a question you should be asking me. I've had very little contact with her. The only thing she's left me is probably my name. You've never had direct contact with her? No, I've never met her. Not just me. None of the other members of Daybreak Squad had any contact with her during their neural cloud activation, except for Aviana. I'd imagine Aviana is the other Scar. Did Aviana ever talk about Meitner? I don't know that very well because of the events I skipped while I was on a break from the game. Yes, Aviana had the most contact with her. She said Dr. Meitner was the most calm and rational human she had ever met. Always clear on what she needed and wanted to do, and capable of ruthlessly eliminating any obstacles. But she wasn't sure whether that was a good thing or a bad thing for a human being. Sounds like Aviana had a relatively positive impression of her. Dr. Meitner used to... I keep saying it in Portuguese. I'm saying Doutora like feminine. It's not something I'm supposed to do. I heckin' love cheeseburger. Cheeseburger is great. Enjoy it, bestie. Where did you get it from, if it's okay for me to ask? I mean, if you say one of the branches that like only exist in America, I'm not going to be able to know. Oh no, I don't have one? No, that's sad. Dr. Meitner used to work on the US Helix Agency. Do you know why she left? No, I didn't even know about that part of her career. Did you know that she was the target codenamed Capita in the operation carried out by Daybreak Squad in 2051? I wasn't aware. The background information on the target was classified as top secret. Do you know about Project Valkyrie? All I know is that it was connected to some small code. Radius, maybe? Something about posing as a saint to deceive believers and scam them out of their money. You read that in the tabloid? Pretty much. While Q lapses into thought, Amari sips her coffee. So my mission is to investigate Dr. Martha Meitner. Amaris, you know we have no authority over you. You are free. Which means you have full control over your investigation. After all these years, you guys are still playing word games with me. Okay, so all my upcoming missions are considered personal operations, yeah? Will I still be paid then? It's the taxpayers' money, just take it. Satisfied with the answer, Amari sits up straight. Then state your request. I don't care about the mission regarding Capita. I just want to know what Project Valkyrie really is, and how it's connected to the Oberstein family and Paradise. Obviously, all signs point to one person. Exactly. That's why you're the most suitable dog to handle this. I understand. Bottom line is, what do I do from now on is entirely my personal action and has nothing to do with the Stasi. Should I say I'm doing this to avenge Aviana? What a freaking joke. Good thing she won't ever hear a word of it. As a sole survivor of Daybreak Squad, how do you feel now? Like I got MVP, but there's no one around to clap for it. No, that's sad. I don't even know what happened to the other scar. It's on the events I skipped, and I've been too lazy to catch up. Q returns to her office, where Stasi agent has been waiting. Agent Q, all the surveillance footage from the White Zone terrorist incident has been compiled. Our losses have also been tallied. Q takes the file and flips through it casually. You go through all the footage during the time Jay went missing. Any findings? Jay disappeared alone in the footage. The feed was hacked during that period. We're still trying to restore it, but tech says chances are slim. Also missing in that time frame are Promar Wen from residence S083 and former health minister Vogt, Grand Dr. Cornelius Schaffer. So that's Nell, we have seen her before in this very event, the one scientist looking girl. Have you made contact? Promar Wen could not be reached, while Frau Cornelia Schaffner claimed that she made it out without issue. Look into this Cornelia Schaffer. She was already investigated while in Berlin. Agent K handled it. Alright, leave the rest to me. Yes, ma'am. The agent salutes and exits the office. Q turns to Hoffman, who hasn't glanced at the agent once. This incident is likely just what the director needed. You could make a big play of this. Don't make me sound like a villain. The timing of this accident is a major bargaining chip in itself. The closer we are to victory, the calmer we must be. Work just keeps piling up like snow. Haven't even finished what's in hand, and more keeps coming in. So should we prioritize? I don't know how to dodge this spear. That's why I said maybe check a guide by now. I have suffered enough. Eventually, if you can't do it yourself, you might have to concede, check a guide, and then you know how to dodge the spears, and that's going to make everything so much easier. That being said, if you want to figure it out yourself, I understand, and I think that is obviously going to make it feel more rewarding, more cool, more awesome, more epic. That's why I'm here. Then what's our most urgent task? Wrapping up the White Zone terrorist attack. We need to feed something to the Garrison regiment. The director says you have free reign to handle it as you see fit. Alright. That's one of the scariest things in the workplace. Being given full responsibility without any clear instructions. I know! That's fucking real. There are scarier things. The director has more important matters to attend to than the Stasi right now. So, you're to take full temporary charge of Stasi affairs. Congratulations, Agent Q. More work, same pay. What's there to congratulate? Also very fucking real. Save it for when she finally treats me to lunch. That's she still owes me. Q downs her coffee and tosses the cup into the trash. Hoffman pats her on the shoulder and leaves the office. Encrypted conference room. After initiating the encrypted communication link, Hoffman leisurely brews himself a cup of coffee. Agent K? Long time no see. Wait, I'm doing his voice wrong. How have you been? Still alive. Still as concise and straightforward as ever. Is it a skill issue? No. What do you want from me? Just checking in on you. How are you getting on with Sherman Ulrich? It's both smooth and rough. I hope that's not some kind of wordplay. The chairman has her own position, one that's unshakable. As an ambitious and capable woman, she's not willing to be confined to a cage either. Sounds like she's still swaying between the two sides of the scale. Then, as an excellent stagey agent, do you have any advice, Agent K? The chairwoman has a good impression of Frau Homie. Now I'm starting to contemplate the possibility of having the director seduce her in person. But that's forbidden love, they are both women. Herr Hoffman, our calls are recorded. Go on. Frau Homie past collaboration with the Ministry of Finance really impressed her. She even uncharacteristically brought up the background of certain individuals, including those she had worked with back then. None of them are staunch localists. In the chairwoman's words, they put the interests of the state over any party interests. Which really means that they care more about personal interests than collective ones. The reason they seem hesitant is mainly because Frau Homie is a woman. Woman? If she were a man, they'd be very happy to follow. Unfortunately, as a woman, Frau Homie isn't good at taking advice. Oh my fucking god, this writing. Ulrich is certainly more successful than our director. But on the flip side, they don't fear Ulrich, while they do fear Frau Homie. After all, Frau Homie is the daughter of General Riefenstahl. Barring her from the military has always been a consensus. So these people are the weakest link. That's what the chairwoman thinks. Then what does the chairwoman Ulrich want? She is unsatisfied with her current local position. She is also unwilling to pay the price of being promoted to the central government. The only one who can give her the promise she needs is General Secretary Gross. which is why her valid question was whether Frau Romy is backed by the General of the Secretary. Also, I know this much. This German bee-looking thing, you're supposed to read it like two S's. If it's the General, she'll likely maintain her current stance. But if it's the Secretary, then her position may begin to shift. Understood? I'll report the relevant intel immediately. As for the task assigned by the Director, please keep by it. I will keep my eyes wide open. Hoffman ends the call, and once again, hurried footsteps echo through the corridor. Nell's apartment. Also, she's at her own apartment. I'd imagine she will be on like a warehouse with us and Jay. Then where the fuck is Jay? Nell opens the door and steps inside, followed by Constance carrying out some takeaway. Connie, make yourself at home. Whoa, this place isn't half bad. It's pretty spacious. Looks like it could fit 2 or 3 people. Yep, I figured I might need to store a lot of materials for experiments, so I got a place with extra room. Nice. Give me a little tour. Sure. This is the living room, haven't got much furniture yet. Kitchen's over there. I just moved in a few days ago, so the fridge is empty. I'll bring you some fresh veggies and fruit next time. There's a supermarket near the university that always has great deals. Thanks, Connie. And this is my bedroom, study, and the storage room. You walk the storage room? Yeah, it's too messy inside. An ominous noise comes from the storage room. I think there's a rat in there. A rat? Rat? There's Pushy Bell in there. There's been a rat infestation in Frankfurt lately. I remember you scared of rats. This one sounds big. Don't tell me it's fucking Jace hidden in there. Don't worry, I'll take care of it. Constance rolls up her sleeves, but now grabs her arm. I'm not afraid of rats anymore. We used to see them all the time in Berlin. I've gotten used to it. Really? I remember back when we finished tending to the lab mice, we saw a rat about 12 centimeters long outside the dorm. Her face was as white as shit. 12 centimeters doesn't sound very large, to be honest. I've grown since then. Now pulls Constance back to the living room. Didn't you say you needed my documents to finish registering the lab? I'll give them to, you know, just help me get it done when you have time. Sure. By the time you need to register your fingerprint for lab access, remember to do that when you drop by. Got it? I've got class soon. Eat while it's still hot, okay? I have to head out. So soon? Can't you at least take a few bites before you go? I already hate. I just wanted to check on you and show you the best takeout near the University of Mainz. I wonder if they're also eating cheeseburger? Constance gathers the documents Nell hands over. By the way, Nell, I haven't asked yet. Why do you suddenly want to restart the experiment? And you said our research direction has changed. Changed how? Let's talk about that in detail once we're in the lab. Nell averts her gaze awkwardly. She looks blatantly suspicious to Constance. Aren't you going to be late? Crap, class is starting in 15 minutes. Gotta go. Alright, be careful on the way. Connie bolts out the door like a gust of wind. I like the abbreviation Connie, so I might just replace the full name for that frequently. Nell bundles up the takeout and heads toward the storage room, where the noise came from. He opens the door. The air inside is stagnant and heavy, like a silent refusal. The room is utterly still and deathly silent. Jay? So Jay was the rat. that did seem like very predictable writing from this team. And I fucking appreciate it, I love it. On the chair where Jay would be sitting lies only a frayed piece of rope. She runs through Nell. She quickly and calmly gives Maya a call. Maya? Jay is missing. Okay, I guess the rat is gone. I've captured Agent J from beneath the window. Give me 5 minutes. I'll return him immediately. Five minutes later, Agent J is back in the room and in his familiar seat. Only this time, the rope has been replaced with chains. Jesus Christ, do you really need to? Couldn't they just speak some sense into Jay? He's a fucking prisoner? Kinda hot, to be honest. I'll go heat up the food. You two talk. Maya leaves the room. I hope you didn't go to all this trouble just to get back at me for threatening you back in the Stasi. Did you collude with the commander to kidnap me? So now you're my prison guard? I'm not good at lying, so don't ask me. I won't answer any of your questions. Did the commander use some kind of machine on you? Threatening you with Maya, drugs, brainwashing? Can you please speak scientifically? That's kind of funny because when Nell or her friend Connie started using all those weird words, I'm like, please speak English. But nothing about this is scientific. He must have been tricked. Jay cuts Nell off without hesitation. I wasn't tricked. I know exactly what I'm doing. You got to be tricked. Why else would a researcher with your prospects, your status, be messing around with some doomed PMC commander? I have my reasons. Then tell me, what are your reasons? Aydun wasn't your fault. That was Grace's fault. Gauti's fault. No, it was Pardieu's fault. Stop blaming yourself for what others did. Professor Gray wasn't at fault. You still believe in that woman even now? The fact that you just said that proves I made the right choice. I won't let her name be smeared, not even after her death. Professor Gray was used. What exactly did the commander tell you? How could they drag a civilian into something this dangerous? I'm telling you, that commander has gone rogue, and you can't follow them down that path of insanity. You barely made it out of that fire alive. Why are you walking right back into it? Answer me, Nell. I saw Professor Grey body. It wasn't human. She hadn't been human for a long time. A tear falls. Oh, I can't read her like I'm crying. I don't have experience in that. Now Jay is at a loss for what to do. You knew, didn't you? You knew Professor Grey had long ceased to be a human. You have no idea what you're talking about. You don't even understand what kind of horrors you're going up against. I will understand. Don't do this, Nell. I know you're grieving, but don't do anything foolish. And what are you to me? What right do you have to tell me what to do? Because I know what it's like to lose someone dear. Because there once was a similar foe in the Stasi. They must be talking about White, who is the brother of the reporter I mentioned earlier. He died the event he was introduced. Very heroic that, by the way. It wasn't even part of his job, but he still gave himself up for the monsters for something stupid. Isn't the Stasi a spy organization? Yes, Everyone knows we're spies with no principles who have sold our souls to the devil. That fool, he still cared about so-called honor. Still held on to the Stasi duty and mission, even had ideals. Laughable, in 2064 he still dared speak of ideals. Even most Stasi agents didn't believe they had any ideals. And that idiot, Jade was off mid-hunt. You genuinely think he was a fool? In this day and age, all idiots are all short-lived fools. Jay is fucking depressed, but I can understand him. If he really has been in prison pretty much for a few days. Seeing Jay's tears, Nell doesn't quite know what to do either. And now they're both crying. I silently sets the reheated food at the door. Nell brings it inside awkwardly. I don't know about others, but if you keep this up, you're going to die real soon. Just save your energy. I'm not letting you leave this place. And since that's the way it is, how about lunch first? Yes, if you want to leave, eat properly. Nell brings over a small table and sets it in front of Jay, then opens the takeout for him. Jay looks at the mushy mess in front of him and holds his eyes. Wasn't it supposed to be good food? Wasn't it like the best takeout near the university? See? I told you there's no future with Griffin. Even their takeout looks pathetic. I may gripe about the Stasi, but at least their food and coffee are decent. That's my food! If you're going to complain, you'll be having heart attack for every meal from now on. Alright, where is Vonagia on this situation? I need M4, I love M4. Where is she? Also, there is another thing I have to do. And that would be wasting resources. Because we do have new hawks. And apparently this one isn't maxed, it should be. Oh my god, I haven't even maxed the abilities. Fuck. Alright, I guess begin training. Then the very last one. And there goes all my data. I guess I have a ton of advanced data, but intermediate is fucked. Fruits of Wrath. I guess we're going to see a lot of Lapis or Marta on this event, since the mission given to Scar is basically just obtaining intel on her. Inside the Paradise factory, in a quiet room, Ashley reviews the wiring layouts and projected output of the new facility. It's Hib's dedicated channel. Please go ahead. Mr. Ashley, I'm coming to update you on our progress. Have you finished stalking stock of Sister Hib's factories? Yes, including all the facilities in Frankfurt and subtracting what's already been used for the White Zone. We have around 1,000 units of manpower in reserve. It still isn't enough to meet the requirements of the plan. Sister Hib has already ordered full-scale production across all factories. At this pace, we expect to make up about 500 manpower units and matching white-class weapons within a week. And the plan proceeds as scheduled. What about the production line of the epifilms? As a key part of the plan, production of the epifilms is also nearly complete. Sister Hib has produced extra batches as backups. Good. I'm still wrapping up the inventory on the new factory here. Once that's done, I'll send you the final report. Understood? Anything else? Sister Hiv asked me to pass along a message to Sister Nimran. She's found a lead on the rat's hiding place. Got it? I've informed Sister Nimran immediately. Once the cow ends, Ashwi compiles the conversation and hands the summary to Nimran behind her. Upload it to the peace system. Yes, sister? Ashwi activates the peace system and inputs the authorization code. Sister Nimran, I've completed the data entry. Once you approve, we can begin the upload. Any difficulties with the new encryption protocols after the system overhaul? None. Just takes a little getting used to. This system now requires dual authentication for every action. Bit more troublesome, but definitely more secure. Good. Cure dismissed. I guess it's never ever getting hacked again. Even if they pair like every strong electronic warfare title. Ashley leaves the room. Nimran completes the second layer of authentication and questions at the time. 3 minutes left until the scheduled time. The second hand lines up perfectly. Nimran initiates an encrypted communication. Hello? This is the said Sherman office. This is the PA Friedrich speaking. Nimran hangs up immediately. Seconds later, the line rings again. Nimran, the call has now switched to the encrypted line 39. Good. Do you have any message for the chairman? I have intelligence to report. Chairman is currently unavailable. Please relay the message to me, and I'll pass it along at the first opportunity. The preliminary preparations for Coronation Storm are complete. Received. Anything else to forward? Our last experiment is nearing its end. We're about to move into the white zone. Please reserve sufficient space for us. Understood? Leave that to me. Wait, is the new overreach also bad? Is it just the Morido personating again? I'll send over the allocation shortly. The rest of the personnel require further arrangements. From Nimran, that falls within our responsibilities. Understood? Then I'll end the call here, wishing you the best, from Nimran. As the call disconnects, Nimran feels oddly dazed, as though her very thoughts have been severed. She sighs softly. Bonds are meant to be discarded in the end. Without a second of hesitation, Morido picks up the line. Morido? I'm here, father. Commence the missing mission immediately. Their operation has begun. The call ends even before she can reply. Yes, father? She looks toward Nimran's office in the distance, where there's still no sign of activity. Morido approaches Bremed. What now? Another change of plans? Let me guess, this time we're doing inventory on that pile of junk in the warehouse. Morido scans the area again to make sure they are alone. She presses down on the nearest listening device and leans in close to Bernad's ear. If you want to survive, absolute loyalty to father is your only hope. Father? Father is so far away. Wow, Sister Nimran is right here. Bernad glances toward the room where Nimran is staying. Then at Morido's hand pressed against the bug, she lowers her voice. No, you can't hide this kind of thing from me, from Nimran, right? She's too busy keeping herself afloat to mess with me. so sure. You really think she's standing alone right now? What are you getting at? You suspected it too, didn't you? That there may be other senior Knights in Frankfurt. I've also heard whispers back in Berlin. There's someone else inside Pandora. And she's on Sister Nimran's side. Want to bet on Nimran's hand? Oh no. Permet flashes a charming smile. I'm not betting on anyone's hand. She gently pulls Morido's hand off the listening device. So you'd better win me over. With a sway in her step, Bremet vanishes into the factory. Morido follows coldly behind. Good evening, it is currently 18:30 Frankfurt time on November 3rd, and you're watching the news. Okay, so that sticks. We now got her silhouette revealed. One of the key leaders of the anti-Relico organization Pandora, and its official spokesperson, Styx. We've read a public statement today via a large screen setup outside the Audi Oper in Frankfurt. Since the Dove terrorist attack on Halloween, the Audi Oper has remained closed for repairs and restoration. Pandora deliberately chose this symbolic location as the backdrop for its address, really to put Pardius in the mind of people. Following this, Styx gave a nearly 40-minute long speech. She issued a scathing critique on the new Soviet government, condemning their weaknesses in losing control over their own elite T-Doves squad known as Task Force Defy. Her criticism directly targeted the still missing member of the squad, known by the codename AK-12. She claimed that the new Soviet regime had utilized heavy technology in the Dove development process, which directly resulted in her going rogue. Styx further argued that humanity has strayed too far from nature, and that continued obsession with its path of defiance will only bring about further retribution from nature itself. According to footage sent by our on-site correspondents, Styx's speech was met with widespread approval from the gathered onlookers, with some citizens even talking to the streets to publicly echo her statements. As of this broadcast, the new Soviet government has yet to bring any official response. Okay, that's an Europe world, or should be. Online forum. Okay, I guess it's not. I guess this is where we shitpost. Speculation on the new Soviet Union use of Intel or archaic technology. What impact might archaic energy have on daily life? Exploring the possible changes in dogs after exposure to archaic energy. Styx's speech is like a massive stone thrown onto a frozen lake. Irvine cracks immediately, begins to spiral outward. I'm sorry if I bumped into my microphone and it was hearable. This is supposed to be a forum for academic discussion and campus life. What are all of these ridiculous people doing here? Stones walks into her admin account and starts cleaning up the plague-like food of bots. Guys, I think Styx is absolutely right. Those were functioning just fine before. All this suddenly go rogue and start a terrorist attack. Probably because one of them got infected with havoc energy. I have no idea what's going on. Well, I can understand that because this is a very extensive story, and I am very close to the ending of Girls Frontline 1 story. Let's continue over with Girls Frontline 2, which is currently playable. But yeah, you will have to read a lot of Lord of the Rings sized books to have a better idea of what's going on. That is spread like a virus to the others. That's why we're in this mess. That being said, I am very grateful that you're still here despite not understanding what's going on. And like, I could focus more on the channel to master duo. I'd be having fun playing it right now. But this is my comfort game, and yeah, I don't know. I'm going to be playing it on stream. How is here to support the best? Thank you, thank you. Easy to spread rumors. Please remember of me when you are like 10,000 viewer streamer. Easy to spread rumors, hard to debunk them. Have you even read Professor Persica article debunking all this? Dr. Shaw, the designer of the Defy Dolls, published her research long ago. All her papers are public. I won't ever get there? What do you mean? Who knows, who knows? And if you do get there, then it's not typically positive. We've talked about this before. Like the streamers that have so many viewers that it whoops back into kinda being a one-way experience, where it's pretty much impossible to talk with chat. But I do believe you have a ton of crude still in your hands that you can do. This is just the start. She's a staunch anti-relic scientist. Why would she ever infuse her life force with the very thing she opposes? Yeah, not to mention Dr. Shaw's elder sister was part of Pandora, right? No way she'd secretly use relic tech. Colony selects this batch of overly active users and meets them temporarily. I guess she's the janitor. She does it for free. I don't care what any of you say. I'm standing with throwing sticks no matter what. She's just so gorgeous, and that body, wow. If only she could be my wife. That does seem like typical anonymous board activity. Resisting the urge to roll her eyes, Connie promptly banned this user. User was banned for this post. Get was perv. This is an academic forum. Go be horny somewhere else. The goon cannot be stopped. As for Stick's accusations about the Daffy doll AK-12 being a product of Relic Tech, there's no solid evidence so far. I lean toward this being just her personal speculation. On the other hand, I find Professor Persica published rebuttal and technical proofs credible. Anyone who's ever written a thesis knows how painful the process is. You can't fake your intent or your biases in that process. And I could totally see Dr. Shaw's hatred for the relics bleeding through in her work. Again, I keep saying Doutora instead of Doctor because that's just how you do it in Portuguese. I apologize for that. It's just kinda going against, I don't know, how I was taught. Morning, Reimu, how are you doing? Welcome in. Today we have Girls Frontline 1. And we have 416 in the corner. And on the story of Girls Frontline 1, 416 is currently in a coma. Unfortunately. And I genuinely don't know if she wakes up. I actually think she doesn't. Not for this event or for the next one, which is going to be the last major. I think it's really only on GF2 that she is able to come back. Anyway, back to the story. If it really is all nonsense, then why hasn't the new Soviet government said a word? Shouldn't they be jumping in immediately to denounce this defamation? Maybe there's something they can admit. Hard to say. Even if they didn't use Relic Tech, the new Soviets probably resorted to some other shady methods. Otherwise, why were their dolls the first to go rogue? Look at us, our dolls are still behaving just fine. The endless flood of discussions drowns out every single subforum. Connie scrolls through the threads with a deepening frown. She's given up on deleting posts and banning users. Now she's just concerned of the state of academic literacy among her peers. It's just an anonymous forum, it's bound to happen. Hopefully none of my underclassmen are involved in this mess, and if they are, I pray to God they already finished their thesis proposals. do a bit of sweeping, enjoy the sweeping. I am very sleepy myself. I had to wake up early, and that wouldn't be a problem if I didn't also go to sleep late. Otherwise, I'm gonna be stuck cleaning up after the Mal weekend again. Shutting down the campus forum with a groan, Connie strengths and stretches. Time to tidy up the lab. All this equipment lying around and a thick layer of dust. If Nell sees this, she's gonna have a meltdown. She picks up a brush, ready to start cleaning. That's when she notices Nell standing silently in the doorway. Her hair and coat are soaking wet, as if she has walked here through the rain. Nell, when did you get here? Why are you just standing there? Like that? You're soaked. Let me grab you a towel. Nell takes the towel absent-mindedly, her eyes fixed on Connie as though she made some kind of decision. Connie, there's something I have to confess to you. I have a secret spy locked in my house. What is it? The truth about the experiment. Okay, she's going to tell her about Gray and that I don't fail because it wasn't actually Gray, it was Paradius impersonating her. And she's going to think she's crazy because that's what everyone does. In the temporary operations room. After erasing all traces of the commander's plan, AR-18 turns to the doll beside her. Everyone, before we officially launch the plan, we need to relocate personnel. All wounded dolls and 416 must be transferred to a secondary base with higher security. While combat-capable personnel will follow me to the new temporary base. At the same time, our evidence here must be wiped clean. Just burn it down. Understood? Roger that. Where has Squad 404 gone? You're supposed to handle 416 transfer, right? Yes, that's how I arranged it. You should sleep instead of watching my streams, Miku. No more Bell streams. But here's the thing. Your streams are comfy. Comfy helps me fall asleep. So it's infallible logic I should watch your stream until very late. Then we'll take care of 404 communications gear. Steven's M520 gestures at the dolls behind her. Sure, I'll go check their equipment list. I've already sorted most of it. It's over here. AR-18 moves past the dolls, busy with the organized chaos of cleanup, and steps to the side. 45, where are you? Come to the operations room immediately. There's noticeable static interference in the transmission. That can't be good. I'm right here. Where exactly are you? I'm right beside you. Something wrong? That was all kinds of wrong. 45 signal is off. She says she's right here. What kind of creepy nonsense is she saying? Taking AR-18 communicator, Ho tries speaking to UMP-45. 45? I am... Hehe. An eerie giggle snaps everyone to attention. Okay, if I have to guess who that is, it's going to be him. Wait, that's not 45 signal. AR-18 cuts the transmission immediately. Almost at the same time, the alarm starts blaring. The enemy has already infiltrated. Yippee, that means we finally get to play the game. I'll cover the retreat. I'm going to. AR-18, organize the defense. Right. AR-18 turns to the surveillance footage, On the screen, a graceful, poised woman waves at the camera. That's spooky. That's not him. Who the fuck is that? Yet another new character, I guess? Greetings. It's terribly rude of me to be taking your wives on our first meeting, isn't it? I do beg your pardon. I guess they have to introduce a bunch of enemies for the very last stream. Very last event, I mean. Or maybe they don't, because it's wrapping up the story. They can just use the already 20 characters there are. Whatever. Grasp tightly the horrors of Storm's EX. They did far dirty by not making them the protagonists of GF2. They do take a lot of importance in the story here, so I don't know, maybe it's fine to pass the torch. If we are going by that perspective, everyone was done dirty. Defy, Anti-Rain. I don't know, if I go through the characters, I can probably find a ton of them who were done dirty. Like, Card 98 was always done dirty. She's the fucking icon of the first game. Also, what the fuck, why is your affection so low? Enjoy 50 slices of cake. Okay, so next map will be actually gameplay, I believe. Why is the CE so low? It's on hard. Is it like a map where you only use NPC echelons? I don't like it when they just send the first protag for the second game. The funny thing about that is that the protagonist for this one is kinda already gone. Not entirely, they kinda merged it with a couple of different characters. Hard to explain. But M4A1 as she is gone. 404 is the coolest. 404 is very cool, and UMP9 is the reason I got into the franchise, I suppose. You need to stay determined, still stuck at the same fight. That being said, all the other groups are really cool as well. And like, even from a gameplay perspective, being able to use all of them has made me like them more. M41 especially, she's very unique and very strong. Indians still whopping your ass? Oh well, keep trying, eventually you'll get it. The Sungbees got done dirty the most, probably. Like, they're not even characters in GF2, which is the dinner gates, and that's basically it. Okay, so apparently I do get to use non-NPC echelons. What do I have to do? Collect 3 supply boxes. And then move to the radar. How hard can that be? What the fuck? Where is the radar? I don't see any radar. Okay, I guess I'll just give you parachute. I'm pretty sure back then when you went to this screen on other clients, the music wouldn't change, you would keep the music from the map. And the fact that it does now is bothering me. Because this music is a lot less epic, it kinda cuts the mood. Okay, which parachute do I want? This one? Also, I am now realizing my echelon that I made earlier did not save. And the client is disconnected, I have to reboot it. God fucking damn it. Actually, I was thinking maybe I want to launch Master Duel again on today's stream. Just to do card pulls. Because why wait for the next announcement of what is coming? When it's going to be something very important, when I can just waste them now on pet decks. And yeah, I want to pull for Ice Jade cards. I have almost everything I need, but I still want to pull some cards. Ohio? I have an Ice Jade Rota in Royal. Is that the Cradle? Never going to use it? I can't believe as a sort of enjoyer you have no interest in Ice Jade. I guess you are a Wong Yuan enjoyer and Wong Yuan does not like Ice Jade. And sure, I'm for now, since there doesn't seem to be any enemy, so this should be fine. If Mygar and Moe are both drowning and I can only save one, you can catch me at Mygar's funeral, revealing worms in my hand, summoning tokens to synchro into Shishao, and add Long Yuan to my hand. Amazing, amazing. First time purchase bonus reset. Oh, okay. I don't like decks that struggle going second. That's a good point. Well, I'm trying to make it work with the armaments. The armament should maybe make it a little easier. The weird thing is that how the armaments always going second, it's not with board breakers exactly. They just have so much gas that they can break boards. Wait, was it in hard? It isn't hard. I keep being paranoid about this. Please note that Echoans cannot move onto nodes that are occupied by supplies or misc items. They can pick up the supplies or items to clear up a node, but each Echoan can only carry one stack of supplies or item. Okay. Oh, and the hazard is there. I don't think it was like spawners before. Oh, I have it doesn't seem like there's a limit of turns, which should make this a lot more easy. Like, just annoying. And then we go... Can I just make a supply chain? I cannot. There is a limit of tilos to deploy. Okay, how do I place it in the radar? Like this? Is that it? Check one. I don't know if that's how I was supposed to do. Do I have to like actually go into the radar? No, maybe it's because it's a junk pile and I'm just not supposed to be placing the junk pile in the radar. I don't know. Either way, you go here. I'm not really seeing the difficulty here, it's just kind of a process. It's not a puzzle, it's a process, that's how I can put it. Okay, do I actually have to put it in the radar? Huh? I'm so confused. Okay. Now I'm confused. Pick up the boxes and move them to the radar. I did. Okay, okay, I think I get it. I think I can place multiple ones in the radar. And the difficulty here is basically just the fact that this middle tile, which is very helpful to move through, is now blocked. Yes, I... Wait. Oh, she's currently holding a pile. That's annoying. 50% action points, alrighty. I'm kinda hoping that there aren't more puzzles like this. I want to play the game, I want to shoot things. Not to puzzles. Then pick this up. God, this is kinda weird at the moment. Okay, so pick that one up. And now you can go here. Pick the actual supplies. Drop them in the radar. Okay. So it does work how I was hoping for it to work. Still, it's not exactly a puzzle because there's an infinite amount of actions. For a puzzle like this to work, you need to have a limited amount of actions. Then I guess it becomes a bit like Helltaker, the game. Okay, pick this up. Now we can just drop it back here. Because we don't have to worry about number of actions next turn. Wait, I only have supposedly to pick up 3, but there are 2 available. At the side when easy part, it happens, even to the best. Never forget the clip of Jesse Cotton using a spell in the Imperm column. Even a bronze player is not going to do that. Look at what I made during the MD downtime. Let's see. Is this some cooking? It does seem like some sort of cooking. Oh, it's the decks you are interested in. Okay. I imagine you don't mind putting that on stream. You probably don't, since like anyone in chat has access to it. Let's see. Battle Wasp, not interested, I don't know it. I probably should only comment on the ones I actually know what they do. Interested in Punk, I didn't know they had support, but that's very cool. I like Punks, planning to build base. Hyuga, maybe. Audion, maybe. Evil Hero, nope. Also base, because I just don't like Evil Hero. Or heroes at all. Not interested in Fabled. Fabled support makes me a bit worried about potential synergy with Finsmith. Okay, next we have Art Magia and Regensis, whatever they are. Planning to build Necros. And Dragon Maid. Dragon Maid, I'm definitely interested. Dragon Maid and Dragon Tail probably out of this entire list, the ones I'm most interested in. Finsmith, not interested. K9, I know you fucking want K9. You've been cooking quite a bit with it. Petros Psychic retains. Crystron, I'm sure it's being currently played, and it scares me just because of the Hauki Fibrax, even though that guy is definitely never coming back. Mitsurugi and Matriactor. What the fuck even is Matriactor? Ancient Fairy Dragon, Dragon Tail. Dragon Tail I'm very interested in. Then we got Tenny, Atlantean, Hungry Burger. Very cool that you like that archetype. Next one is Sidra. Oh, I have a friend that is really into Sidra. I didn't know there was new support coming, I have to tell him. Magistus, Argostar. This is zombie support. And then the only next one is Omamat. No interest in Mimigo, no interest in Morgana or Morganite. Dragon Hoovers, Yummy, Ignister. Matriactor is a TCG exclusive. Dragon typing plus rank 3 spam. As far as I can think of, there aren't many rank 3 spams. I think Vyrivusk might be one. But they kinda have their own. It only had a few cards, but OCG gave it like 8 cards to make it a full archetype. I see. Okay, something I want to comment on as well is about Morgana. Because apparently Morgana War is tied to sinful spells, and in fact, let's see, Morgana, Yu-Gi-Oh! Give me 1 second, I'm doing scuffettings. Mimigov is coming to Master Ruler. It's not announced, we don't know yet. I made some Morgana test sense, but it's too toxic, so I didn't put. How does it play? Is it basically just stun? Alright, who do you guys think this is? Isn't there something like the name that seems like a wordplay of sorts? I mean, it's not confirmation on anything, but there were other things in the Sinful Spoil War that indicated a connection between them and Morgana. Like there's an art where there's basically Diablos fighting Morgana. Master Duel gets TCG exclusives earlier than OCG. We got Goatee and B-Troopers before OCG got them. I had no idea about them, that's pretty cool. Morgana can be rearranged into Morgan Way. I think I'm done for the day with Undertale. That's also fine. Honestly, it's a game where muscle memory might play some role. And just taking a rest or actually sleeping after practicing reinforces your muscle memory. Okay, new victory condition. Rescue and retrieve a minimum of 1 disconnected T-Dolls. And occupy the radar. Okay, now these are bigger enemies. I need to make a stronger squad. I need a heliport. What? Where do I deploy T-Dolls? Excuse me? Do I have to just do everything with this? Literally just 2 doves? I do have a parachute, it might come in handy. I can literally just parachute here. I want to do that. I have 2 action points. I can always just fight with the R18. Because I don't think I want to take the hostage with her. So let's try switch. And that's not going to be enough to rescue her on this turn, which is fine. There's no movement I can do with this Echo one to avoid fighting other than using the parachute. Wait, there's another hostage there. Why didn't I see it? Fuck, there's another hostage right here. I could have just gone up and then pick up the hostage and then parachute here and win. Why does this game not have an undo button like GF2? You wanna play Mimigo? Let me look at their cards. Because I still confuse Mimigo and Yami. Okay, Mimigo is the one I was thinking. Mimigo Fairy, let me read this card. Whip effects in 2025. If it's the main phase, apply these effects in sequence. This turn, you cannot activate the effect of monster special from hand, and give control of this card to your opponent. During your main phase, you can special this card from your hand to your opponent field in face down defense position. If you control a Mimigo, you can special summon this card face up on your field. Okay, I think this card alone immediately gives me a good idea of what the general strategy with Mimigo is going to be like. And it's pretty cool, honestly. It's just a flip monster deck that forces the opponent to activate malicious effects. That's pretty fun. And it does invoke the feeling of mimics, I suppose. One thing I learned from my mobile days is stop chain queuing even when you're on a bad streak. If it gets even worse if you continue. Okay, you could change from like ranking to just casual, and hopefully casual doesn't make you upset even if you lose. But I completely agree, and that definitely applies to fight games as well. Play some more HOTS, have fun with HOTS. I was going to ask if there was any fun update in HOTS, but I don't need to ask that. I already know the answer, unfortunately. At one point I was excited for, but I didn't do that well in tournaments, so my excitement faded. Well, it's fine. It's at the very least means that you can be cool because you are one of the few people actually playing the deck in an ocean of meta slaves. Okay, I gotta make a decision. Where do I move this T-Dove? Mm, I will go to the left because these guys have the lowest C. Does that make sense? They have force field. Where are my hawks? Okay. This could be a disaster. I don't know if I can kill this Echo one with only 2 T-Dolls. Mimigo plus Kastira and Triple Trust is very funny. Oh my god, I'm seeing it. Because you enable the trust by stealing them, by giving them the monster. That's evil. I will do some slug gaming with Avatar. Avatar is so cool. As if Kashira themselves weren't evil already. This is a spicy Echo one. Both SOP, AK-12, and AR-18 and the Stevens, oh my god. All the commanders from different Echo ones, I would say. Okay, now this is definitely a spicy Echo one and it's my bad. Because I'm using only 2 T-Dolls when I could be using 5. Hopefully M41 counts as like 50 T-Dolls. She's very strong. Okay, I don't have to kite. Taking way too much damage though. Okay, whatever. Hopefully that's the only combat I have to do. There was a boss here, apparently he moved, so I can just grab you, parachute there. Then I guess capture the radar. Yeah, I have to capture this. So, move. Then I guess I can move you somewhere safer. I can pick up the hostage just because I can. And sure, we just walk around. Hostage killed? There was a third hostage? Oh well, there were 3, but I only needed 1. And it's right here. Wait, is it? What the fuck? Why did it disappear? Huh? Excuse me? Can I even make it there in time? Oh my god, why is the game like this? Why aren't all the rules explained from the beginning? Like the hostage are taking damage over turns and that's not normally a thing. It doesn't look like there's a passage from here. There is, fuck. How do I do this then? Maybe I can sit like here and bait them to go up. Sure, let's try that. And if it doesn't work, I guess we keep walking in circles. Game, please. Any decks that you never went back to finish? I'd have to think. Right now, I can't really think of any. Unless we count like not never updating zombies. Which I kinda did. One day you gave me a list and I updated it. I guess normally I finish what I start. We can count Memento in the sense that I built Memento and then never earned it. When we have one rise, normally people run more. Yeah, and there's like... If you run more, you can use the pot extravagance, I believe. And like you just don't get it banished by an enemy unicorn. Or you can just summon it back if it dies somehow. Second copy is good backup, yeah. I played a lot with 3 copies even. Due to it, I have sadly caught a terrible condition, the floopiness. How floopy are we talking about? Also, welcome in. Okay, hopefully this also unlocks the grinding stage. Very floopy. Okay, there it is, grinding stage. I guess I can clear it once just to see how it is and what heroes are available. Oh, 2 new Tidovs. They look very cute. I have no idea what they do. I'm kinda hoping that one of them is a shotgun just because I need more modern shotguns. Shotguns that can actually keep up with how power creeped everything is here. I'm collapsed on my bed with a wet towel under my neck. Is it that hot in there? The temperatures here have gone down a lot in the span of like 1 day. We went from like summer temperatures to autumn temperatures in 1 day. Okay, there's way too many things to deploy. I really hope you're not supposed to use agencies here. I guess I can use Destroyer, why not? Echo 1 must be deployed on command. Only like 30 degrees? Oh, 30 degrees is pretty damn hot. One cannot move to this node. What the fuck? Huh? Why not? Go here. Okay, this is kind of weird design. They do have force shield, that's so annoying. Like, hello, it's a grind stage, it's supposed to be very easy. Wake me up when Destroyer and all the other sanguines are available in GF2. Let me launch the Master Duel client and see if I can investigate further if there's any deck that I drop. I normally avoid listing things, so there's going to be a lot of cases where I didn't dismantle because I might want it in the future, but I just didn't have that much interest to begin with. How do I even check this? Maybe dismantle. Actually, I guess I can very quickly find some. For example, Primite. As much as I hate playing against it, I do think Primite is kinda cool. Same for Blue Eyes. And I pulled a few Blue Eyes, I just never finished it. And then there's this, I'm interested in making this work in Dogmatica for the Chaos Max OTK. I haven't put in the effort to figure that out yet. Which two spells do I do? Which is funniest? I'm trying to wear Mage Spectre, and because they grab any food spell in the game with the cost of an extra deck block, I'm struggling to choose. Chicken game? Mind Goblin? Okay, I already know that one. But that's actually basically the name of the deck I was building. Where is it? Did I delete it? I might have deleted it. Oh, it's right here. Mind Castle is nuts. And game is about to disconnect me because no VPN. I guess I wanted to modernize my Mikanku, maybe build into Infernobles, but I never did. Infernobles also looks kinda complicated to play, but I guess it's just a combo with a lot of steps. It's not complicated in the sense of Memento, where there's a lot of different names and there are no shared effects. I tried the cash spell, but by the time you have the food spell, you have to have an end board already. Yep, I thought of suggesting that, but then I thought, whenever you get it, you probably already have a monster on the field. I think Retro Psychic's Retrain can run Castlevania, very good to know. So maybe that's the deck I'm also interested in the future. And I mean, maybe they have some limited punk synergy. Since they're also psychics, you can make use of the Italy. And this is going to 3. I forgot the name of the Mage Spectre Garvey that does it. It's the one that actually a Draco Slayer. Is it... It's not Kirin, is it Ryu? Probably not. I guess I can just search. Majesty Pegasus, probably. Oh, right, it didn't find because of the filters. Yep, there it is. Isn't there also another version of her? Maybe it's the Ryu I was thinking. No, there's no Ryu, what? Am I just tripping? Or it is just time investment? Okay, it was Ryu, but for some reason it didn't find it. You can discard this card for the rest of the turn. Opponent cannot target Draco Slayers you control. And if this card is special summoned by the effect of the Draco Slayer or Pendulum, you can add one field spell from deck to hand, then discard one. I tried Mage Spectre, Mage Spectre in the event. Let's say I didn't have much success with it, but then again, on top of the deck probably being power creeped, like by Blue Eyes for example, I just didn't understand the game plan very well. I understood that the Link 2 was very strong, for example. Ultimately, what I ended up doing the fire portion of the deck was with this weird Sky Striker Mikanku thing. It was pretty fun to use. She's Myth Bad Effect and also the Field Spell Surge. Wait, by bad effect you mean the broken effect, right? Cannot target. And then this one does not have that other effect. Okay. I fucking hate this card. Just for reference. I find it really funny that you only card without targeting protection, and the only card you'd want protection on is the Wington. You can physically misplay against Mage Spectre. That's pretty funny. are unaffected by opponent activated effects. Okay, I guess you say bad effect is like a bad version of this effect. I don't think he gives you targeting protection. He gives you everything protection. And that's fucking insane. Also, something about Ice Jade. God damn it, game, let me show it. I guess I'm playing this game while the other one is loading. And you don't have to see it, I'm just putting up the next story chapter. There is one card you can impair, and that's the only one you'd want to impair. Yeah, that's very sad. Oh, this game also disconnected. Okay, so this card, she's not very good. She is the cutest, but you want to run like maybe one copy in pure. Other than that, it's very hard to justify using her. You have any decks that don't use the extra and start their combo through a field spell. I mean, you can kinda not use the extra in Kashtira and you can start the combo with this. Are you just trying to figure out a deck to use that? I don't want to use Necrophagy. I can't really think of another case. Valmanka definitely needs the extra. So does Memento. Pretty much every deck I play uses the extra. Yeah, every single one of these cares about the extra deck a lot. This one doesn't care about the extra, but like, it's just burn. Fire King as well. Like, I don't even have to show you, it's just burn and the extra is 15 cards that don't do anything. I think 66% of structural damage on our team as Avatar. That's pretty good. By the time I have the field spell search, I have a field of 3 monsters and half of my deck is gone. Jesus Christ. I'm not too familiar with Fire King, but I'm up for it. Okay, I guess I'm going back to the other game. Except it's not showing the other game. Okay, there we go. Also, this is kind of loud. And now it might be kinda not loud enough. For monsters including 1x's, I was thinking of just using generic with spells like Chicken Game, but I don't know if that's going to be worth with your game plan. Late at night in Nell's room. Nell is fast asleep. She hovers over in bed, pulling the duvet tighter around herself. Wrapped in her cocoon of warmth and coziness, she mutters softly in her dreams. Time to enroll in my courses for this semester. She's fucking dreaming about joining classes. The system is freezing again. I didn't manage to get onto Professor Grey. I guess she's sweeping about her waifu. In a corridor of the Lecture Hall building in Heidelberg University. Facing footsteps thunder down the hallway, accompanied by harsh panting, Nell rounds the corner at full sprint. I made it! Within 5 minutes to spare. Thank goodness I didn't miss Professor Grey Lecture. Nell's joy freezes on her face before it can last a full second. A hallway that's usually quiet and empty is now packed with people. They're craning their necks or raising phones above their heads to record the inside the lecture room. Clearly, they're all here for the rare open lecture given by Professor Grey. How come I'm still stuck in the hallway, even though I came half an hour before the vector is scheduled to begin? You really don't know how popular Professor Gray is. In med school, her courses are always the first ones everyone rushes to grab each semester. And word is she'll also be talking about how she writes her papers. I don't think this is correct English. Seriously, a lifesaver. I've got zero clue where to start mine. Amazing narration, for real. I don't think I'm good at reading, but I'm glad you are enjoying. Papers? You mean the one she just published on functional brain networks in autism? Oh, no wonder this vector is still titled the same. You clearly aren't worried about your paper. Then give me your spot, thanks. I can actually recommend like a streamer that is very passionate about the story of Girls Frontline, and his name is pt2. I have to make sure I write it properly. I don't know if it has like an underscore. Okay, pt2. He doesn't really do voice acting either, but he has an amazing voice. His voice is basically one that you would expect to listen on radio. And he is very knowledgeable about the story of this game. So he gives very interesting details and insights, I suppose. Yeah, he doesn't stream Girls Frontline that much, mostly when there are new story things, but it's very enjoyable, his streams, regardless. Hey, what's your problem? Why are you shoving? The tightly packed wall of bodies ripples. Nell is growing desperate. A narrow path opens up before her. Excuse me. Excuse me. Who is that? Who's pushing me? Don't play dumb. You're the one pushing me. Holding her backpack protectively over her vital organs, Nell plunges into the chaos. Like a sturgeon swimming upstream, she fights her way through the tide and rocks. Stop pushing! You're about to... Excuse me. Excuse me. These words become almost an incantation. Unspoken, the part the crowd like magic, opening a clear path. They part the crowd. Okay, I get it. That is correct English. I was going to say it wasn't, but it is. Light spills through the outlines of few students ahead. Now notes she's almost there. Excuse me. Dodging the last few obstacles with finesse, Nell finally breaks through. Her view clears instantly. You alright there? I'm fine. I'm sorry, Professor Gray. I don't know why they put the question marks. We know very well that this is Gray. Sign in first. At Gray's signal, her assistant walks over with the sign-in sheet. Please find your name and sign next to it. Actually, I didn't manage to enroll in this course. God damn it, no. I just came to sit in unofficially. Whispers start to ripple through the seated students. That's fine. Due to the size of this vector room, this open vector had limited registration. I know many students weren't able to get a spot, but still came. The vector is going to be long, so later I'll have my assistant hand out seat cushions to anyone without a seat. You as well. Please register your name and major with my assistant. Alright. I'm Cornelia, freshman in applied physics. Even though Nell tries to keep her voice low, grumbling erupts from the seated crowd. Applied physics? What are you doing crashing a med school class? Exactly. Even our own classmates can't get seats, and here you outsiders come barging in. Gray raises her hand, motioning for silence. Everyone, please, quiet down. And yes, she's definitely the kind of girl that would go ara ara. Not even girl, that's a woman. The murmurs softens. This new course of mine, Functional Brain Networks in AST, is an open vector for the entire university. Students from any department are welcome to attend if they are interested. Cornelia, please take a seat with a cushion. Thank you. Bowing her head, Nell finds a patch of floor near the front row and quickly sits down. So I have to wonder if this, assuming this is a flashback in a dream, is this why she became so... I don't know, Grey became her idol out of this event? Or was she already like that? Come to think of it, I've had a long connection with the Department of Applied Physics. Back when I was a student, I met a senior from the department. People say talent and hard work very rarely come in the same person, but she was the exception. Even to this day, I've never met anyone more gifted and determined than her. While I was still lost about my future, she had already made an extraordinary choice to give up everything she'd achieved in her original major and cross into a brand new field. I wonder if they're going to reveal who it is, or this is just an hypothetical character for her speech, basically. Let me give an example you understand. Gray taps on the student desk in the front row. What's your major? Clinical medicine. If I asked you to switch to nuclear physics right now, do you think you could turn in a midterm paper? That's impossible. It's way too far from my current discipline. That's how a normal person would respond, right? But this senior of mine, in another 2 years, she had absorbed everything a doctoral student in medicine is expected to know. She could talk to me fluently about the future of human medicine. She even published 3 SCI papers in her spare time. Wow! We're still very close. Even though we live far apart now, we still exchange letters and share academic progress. That's not why I mentioned her today. I met her at a time when I felt lost and uncertain about my future. I grew up in an ordinary family in Berlin, and in a world where class and access to resources are so rigid, the road to education and advancement was anything but smooth. At the time, academia was rife with gatekeeping. The gap between studying medicine and becoming a doctor was immense. Coming from a family of doctors was almost a requirement. If your family had any clout in the medical field, your academic path would be guaranteed smooth sailing. I loved the subject, but I had no background. So whether it was project experience or further studies, I had no doors to knock on. It was that senior in applied physics who brought me into a world-class research project, and she invited me. Someone with no background at all. That project name alone was enough to open the doors of any hospital. She told me, "Gray, I believe in your talent and potential more than anyone. Come stand by me." Okay, I'm starting to read everything wrong. I gotta reboot my brain. Give me 1 second. Beep boop. You'll be indispensable to the field of medicine. Just your presence will influence an entire generation. People often ask me why I still bother with public lectures at this level, why I waste time grading graduating papers when I already have my own lab. But even now, I still keep 4 weekly teaching clinic shifts. I want to give newcomers a chance, the way that seniors gave me a chance. Okay, I guess at the very least this is how Gray and Nell met. Nell ended up working for Gray for a while. And then halfway through that work, certain Paradius unit killed Gray and took her identity. Basically sabotaged her project, ruined her name. My lab is open for applications to everyone. If you're interested in interning, you can speak to my assistant afterward. I don't care whether you live in a luxury home in Frankfurt or a little cottage in rural Bavaria. As long as you have a passion for medicine, as long as your dream is to heal people, then we are companions. All previous gripes forgotten. The students burst into a unified applause. So, what's this game about? It is about depression, not very much. Just because the story has some pretty dark moments. Can you stop clapping so that I talk? I'm trying to think of how to describe it. It's a military game from a war perspective. From gameplay perspective, Girls Front 1 mixes a lot of different elements. You have like Kentai Collection style gacha. You have a board game on the maps. So like there are puzzles, you have to move your units with limited amount of turns, complete some objectives. And then you have like a battle system, which is side view. You can control your characters. There's very interesting echelon building element to it. All males died, 99% of humans are now female. That's not true. All the playable characters are female, but that's because the robots are female, and there's actually no reason for that now that I think about it. There's just no reason, it's just how it is. The reason is because it sells more, I suppose. But yeah, from a story perspective, it's just, I don't know, there's politics, there's military. Like I said earlier, it's a post-apocalyptic world where the entire world is fucked, and now they have to send robots to do tasks on the zones that still have contamination. If a human goes to those zones, they will contract a disease that slowly turns them into zombies, the body mutates, the skin becomes hard like stone. Which is actually, if you played Arknights, very similar to the disease that they have there. And that's not a coincidence, that's because the main director for Arknights used to be a story writer for this game. And the universe of Arknights was supposed to be a part of this, but then they parted ways because of different creative ideas. The director of this game is still very good friends with the Arknights director. Anyway, back to the game. But yeah, ultimately it's just a collect cute characters game. I like Arknights. Arknights is pretty cool. I like tower defense, and the characters are nice. I can't say I enjoy the story of Arknights much. And yeah, I guess as much as I don't want to shit on the guy, because he's definitely a very... Like, I can respect his work for Arknights and even for this game, but at the beginning the story of Curse Frontline was a bit too much villain of the week, let's call it that. Like, you have one chapter, that chapter has a villain, the next chapter there's another villain, and the next chapter or next event there's another villain. And it stopped being like that the moment that the Arknights guy stopped writing for Curse Frontline. I guess that's something I can criticize about it. Anyway, back to the story. And we know a little though. Well, here's the one thing you need to know about Arknights. One second, I need images. This cat, Jessica, she's the best cat. And that's all you need to know about Arknights. And now that we know that the director for both these games, Curse Frontline and Arknights, are in good standing, I really wish they made the collaboration and we could get... There's so many units in Arknights that use a gun, so we could definitely make this playable in Curse Frontline. I like this sledgehammer girl. I'm not completely sure, but I think you're talking about Mudrock. So she has the suit normally. Don't see her face, but she does have a sledgehammer. Maybe that's who you are talking about. Yes, nice, nice. She's very cute. She's hacking cool. She is. I'm trying to think who else would I put on like my favorite characters from that game. I used to like Frostwave a lot just because I like ice themes pretty much. I like Platinum, but again, I don't know her story or anything, I just think she looked cute. Yeah, I don't know, I don't really know much about the story to be able to make an opinion on characters I like based on the story. I don't want to just be a gunner and make opinions based on designs. Grave finishes presenting the final slides. On the screen, several children with autism gather around her, smiling shyly at the camera. Why are you annoyed? That concludes today's lecture. I hope everyone gained something valuable. Graybos. The audience erupts into thunderous applause. Oh my god, autism? Autism reference? Just like me, for real, for real? Nell feels tears welling up in her eyes. Great professionalism combined with a gentle patience she shows toward people with autism leaves Nell deeply moved. Also, that's why Gray ends up giving a job to Nell. They made autism from this game in real life. Oh my god, it's really an influential game. We now have 5 minutes of Q&A. If anyone has any questions, feel free to raise your hand. Wait, so I'm a reference to this game? Perhaps still caught up in the emotion, the student remains respectfully quiet. The questions don't have to be limited to today's topic. If we have other academic concerns, I'm also happy to address them. Okay, yo, it's also your superpower? Now is the first to raise her hand. Professor Gray, I've read your recent papers and the journals you recommended. I've noticed your interest in the connection between doll technology and human neurology. So I wanted to ask, if dolls were someday to possess independent consciousness, emotions and self-awareness based on the human neural network, what kind of impact do you think that would have on human society? I hate calling it a superpower. I mean, what else am I going to call it that isn't depressing? It's like it affects life too much, but it can have bright sides to it. Just because if you are obsessed about something productive, you can really go far with that. I don't know how to put it. It's just the reason I don't have friends. Yeah, I can understand that I don't have a lot of friends in real life. I can basically pick 2 persons that aren't part of my family that I am actually close friends with, and that's all. You do have a girlfriend, so that's very nice. That's an achievement, I would say, for someone with this condition. Have no in real life friends. That is pretty sad, but like, I don't know. But I do have my beautiful girlfriend. Exactly, that is a lot more than many people with autism can achieve, I would say. She's also in the head. It's true that I've recently been working in that area. However, the field is vast, and there has been little progress in the subject of my interest so far. As for the impact such technology might have, if it truly comes to fruition. She pauses for a few seconds. Doesn't she also play Yu-Gi-Oh? That's fucking amazing. I once kill someone in Minecraft for a significant other that plays one of the games I'm obsessed with. She doesn't really. I thought she did. I guess maybe she just made a Master Duel account and eventually dropped it. I'm just kind of making her play. I see. Okay, I have to read this one, I accidentally skipped it. Just as when Saturner first isolated morphine, intending to use it as a painkiller, he certainly never imagined what humanity would eventually do with it. We share our interests. That's good to know and certainly important to keep the relationship healthy. Are you saying technology itself is innocent? What I mean is that the development of science always surpasses human imagination. We limited by the time we live in, not foreseen the future. What we can do is commit ourselves fully to what we believe is right in the present. Honestly, I think this applies to Yu-Gi-Oh! The development of science always surpasses human imagination. Think of like people coming up with new tech, or like Konami printing cards that they think they're going to be not too strong, and then people find ways to break them. I believe in you, Miku. You can get an amazing girlfriend or boyfriend or whatever else you'd like. Maybe. I don't know, I feel like I just can't bring myself to put effort into that, which is very sad because eventually I'm going to be old and lonely. I've had a girlfriend in the past, a singular one, but yeah, that's about it. Now I just can't bring myself to put effort into it, and even if I do, I'd struggle with it. I'd imagine it's possible, why not? Maybe need to fix my life further a little bit before I think about that. At the moment, I'm not too bothered about it. Seen too many bad marriages. That's also another scary thing. On Portugal, I think 50% of the married couples separate. That's fucking insane statistic. It's a coin flip. Like, you queue up for a match in Master Duel, the chance of you going first is the same chance of marrying in Portugal and separating. Focus on yourself. Once you feel comfy with yourself, you can look for others. Yeah, I do think that's extremely important to find a significant other. What we believe is right, but how do we know if our choices are right? Like the senior you mentioned earlier, she made a choice to switch fields, and because she succeeded, we now call it the right choice. But for ordinary people like us, how do we know if something is truly right? It's not that we choose something because it's right. It becomes right because we chose it. So, no matter what we choose, we have to do our best to make it right. Indeed. Actually, I lied when I said I had an individual girlfriend. I actually did have a boyfriend as well. Anyway, enough of talking about private stuff. Back to the game. Thank you, Professor Grey. Nell reflects on the words as she sits down. Back then, she doesn't yet fully grasp what Professor Grey means. After the Q&A session, Grey picks up a pin badge from the table. Hopefully they weren't on the stream because they do know I stream. And it would be very bad if they just saw me forgetting them for a moment. Anyway, that wraps up today's class. Before you leave, I'd like to give you all a small gift. It's fine, it will be fine. But yeah, we are in very good relationship despite having broken up at some point. I play games with them still, so that's pretty cool. The gift is also related to the question asked by the last student. No matter what path you take in the future, you will undoubtedly encounter dark temptations. This has nothing to do with your own morality, it's simply because the world will always hold both light and shadow. I've never had a good breakup, so I wouldn't know. That said, how can I put this? I don't know. I don't even know what I'm going to say, but it's definitely a very nice experience to be able to come back and have a good relationship with someone after a breakup. And I guess I had both sides. And speaking of having both sides, I actually saw my ex-girlfriend 2 days ago at the hospital. She's a firefighter now, apparently. And I didn't even tell her hi, even though I should. Because it's been so long, so even though we had kind of a bad breakup, maybe we could work on just, I don't know, being in good standing to say hi to each other. As long as you're happy and okay with it, that matters. Because, like, at the end of the day, I'm glad we moved on for both of us. And at least I don't hold any grudge at all. I don't know about her. Anyway, as I said, enough private stuff. I'm pretty happy, but yeah, I'll probably not be happy in a matter of years when I see that I'm getting old and lonely. That's all. Sorry? It's okay, no need to be sorry. Imagine her hand catches the overhead lights. When darkness knocks on your window, remember, you are here to change the world, not to be changed by it. I hope this badge can serve as a small reminder during your moments of confusion. Students full of enthusiasm rush up to the podium, crowding around Grey teaching assistant until he completely vanishes from view. Nell hesitates. In the end, she decides against taking a badge for herself. Why? She's just an outsider from the Department of Physics sneaking into a medical course. It does not feel right to take something that isn't meant for her. Schaefer? Nell looks up in surprise. Something flies toward her. She catches it out of reflex. It's the badge. Professor Grey. Nell wants to thank her, but Grey has already disappeared among the sea of students. And that's a loud alarm. The shrill sound of an alarm clock jolts Nell awake. The dream hasn't completely faded. She stares down at her empty palm, then jumps out of bed. The badge! She tears through drawers and shelves in a frenzy. Eventually she finds it, tucked inside the box where she keeps her graduation photos. The badge looks exactly the same as it did, but the Professor Grey from back then. A wave of pain seizes her chest. Nell finds it hard to breathe. Like a broken glass pipette, drops of tears start rolling down her face. Come on, stop being a crybaby. Now's not the time to cry, see? To distract herself, Nell wipes away the tears and rushes into the kitchen. With the pile of food in her arms, Nell practically kicks open the door to the storage room where Jay is being held. Agent Jay, time to eat. He might be held physically hostage, but at least they give him a sleeping mask. Jay groggily pulls himself up from the floor and glances at the clock on the wall. Sheesh, it's 3:40 in the morning. What kind of meal is this supposed to be, huh? You don't want it? From Nell's cold tone, red rimmed eyes, and the faint smell of alcohol, Jay decides this is not a good time to provoke her. Fine, I'll eat. Jay carefully watches her expression while unpacking the food she's brought. What's the matter with you? Nothing. Did the commander piss you off? Welcome back, Phil. How have the heroes matches going? Hey, that's just how they are. Cold as ice, always ignoring messages, making you sick with worry and furious with them. Watch Sophie for a bit? Which Sophie? Because the Sophie I know is Tekken streamer. I don't expect it to be the same one you are talking about. Or you mean suffering? No, the commanders help me a lot and replies to my messages pretty quickly, actually. Then what's bothering you? It's just... Sophie, yes, second one? I see. I've decided to do the right thing. Oh my god, you mentioned that suffering and that reminded me that Portugal 2 days ago... Not just Portugal, Spain and France. The countries kinda died for one day. There was a power outage that spawned for almost 10 hours in my region. Other areas got electricity faster, others slower. But yeah, we didn't have power. Other areas must have had water. My area in specific didn't even have water. We also didn't have cell network. So yeah, that was pretty fucking crazy. I didn't even realize what was going on until like halfway through the event. Because I'm recovering from medical stuff. I was just at home, laying on my bed, imagining that the outage and cell problem was just in my area. And then only when my sister gets home, she says that it's fucking nuts. It's of these three countries, and we had no idea for how long it would last for. Outside was a chaos. Like supermarkets, the ones that were still running because they had generators, they sold out on water bottles by like midday. There was like individual people buying 25 bottles of 5 liters of water each. That's pure insanity. But I guess we saw insanity like that back in COVID as well. And then driving must have been very dangerous because there are no traffic lights. And if you do get into an accident, you don't have communication. You can't even contact 112, which is our equivalent of 911. So yeah, I feel very bad about people that might have gotten into an accident in that day in specific. Anyway, that was a fun experience being off the grid, I suppose. 112 is for us as well. I guess it's for most of Europe then. I knew that it was in Spain as well, but I kinda assumed that it was just Iberian Peninsula. Fun experience. I mean, there's some positive sides to being off the grid for a while. You can, I don't know, focus on other hobbies that don't involve computers. You can stop staring at screens, damaging your eyes. I was kind of fucked because I really wanted to study some chess strategies. I play chess just as a hobby, I'm very bad at it. Or like I wanted to learn Yu-Gi-Oh! Archetypes, but I can't because I didn't have a warning. I couldn't download in preparation some guides or like something, I don't know. I ended up just resting most of the day. I also play chess as a hobby. I should stream it someday. I'm going to be very bad at it. Also hydrate. I need 15 seconds to get some water. But those are very good redeems. I do need to get up. Even for medical reasons, I should get up, stretch my legs, get the blood flowing. So yeah, I'll be right back. 1 minute. Also, probably when I'm done with this chapter of the Curse Frontline story, I'll probably play a few matches in Master Duel and then call it a day. Anyway, be right back. Okay, I'm back. I was speaking but muted, I think. And I really like the spoons like that, the mustard duel. Alright, I guess I'm back to reading the game. But yeah, chess is pretty cool, even though I'm bad at it. I could probably keep reading as that is happening, but I'm very fond of that video clip, whatever. So I oh, you got the same one again. There's like 4 different ones. You just managed to roll 25% twice. Okay, I'll try to read the story as that is happening. Whatever. I can already tell you, you don't plan on evaporating.
Number 15. Burger
Okay,
King
that it
foot
is
lettuce.
the Burger King foot lettuce.
The last thing you'd want in your Burger King burger is someone's foot fungus, but as it turns out, that might be what you get.
That might be what you get. Okay, only 4 different ones for now. Eventually I'm going to make a lot more, I suppose. Oh god. Okay, I really have to read the story then, if I ever want to get it done. But still, I do enjoy that a lot. I don't even mind it. Then tell me about this teacher of yours. Did she treat you too much often? I'm out of points? See? This is the perfect solution to the point system. This is how you keep the economy from inflating. Not really. People who offer you food out of nowhere are usually up to something, don't you think? It's gambling? It's hardly gambling because like it's a meme that lasts 20 seconds and it's over. When you're gambling, you're kinda hoping to get something that will benefit you. I don't know. Is this the point? Maybe. I wanted a specific one. Did you want a lava chicken? In a way, you're damn right. But back to your teacher. Yes. Okay, I can play that myself. Give me 1 second. But yes, the lava chicken is in the gacha. This one is on the house. There won't be any more on the house for today, at least. Thank you, Momway. I first learned offered through her paper, a discussion on the medial prefrontal cortex and its impact on ASD. You've probably heard of it. It's quite renowned. Although back then, I thought the research prospects in the superior temporal sulcus were much more promising. Hold up. Was that last part even in a human language? What do you mean? Anyway, I had that belief because of, at the time, popular studies showed that in typically developing populations, the gray matter volume of the superior temporal sulcus was related to a person's mentalizing ability. My luck is so good but so bad at the same time. My luck is normally bad. The one thing it's good at is when I pull gacha things on stream. Then it's fucking amazing. But soon, I realized I was completely wrong. My teacher's lab published a paper showing through structural MRI that no such correlation exists in ASD individuals. 3 of the same redeems out of 4? Real? Wait, did you like get it while I was away from the stream? I only remember you redeeming it once, but it does say that you redeem it. It says 4 times. Wow. Okay, that just sounds like fine gibberish to me. Now downs her beer and cracks open another can. I would like some beer as well, but I can't. Not while I'm on antibiotics. Don't worry, I'll explain slowly. Let me start with the breakdown of that paper. It now lays out over a dozen research articles with practice is. Jay realizes he's about to be dragged into a hell that feels like back-to-back meetings with no end in sight. Breakdown? What do you mean breakdown? Did I say something that sounded like another thing? Maybe? I wouldn't be surprised. The text? I immediately forget what I did. Okay, let me start with a breakdown of that paper. She's just break down the paper. No, she's not breaking down the paper. She is explaining the contents of the paper. Having found some calm through analyzing the research, Nell finally leaves Jay alone and makes her way to the lab. Breaks down breakdance. She opens the comm line to the commander. Commander, it's me. I'm listening. Starting tomorrow. No, today. I'll officially begin the experiment on Professor Gray. I'll ask you one more time. Are you sure about this? Yes. Please help me get in touch with Professor Persica. I need her help. Alright, I'll let her know and have her contact you. Okay, Persica, you haven't seen her yet. She hasn't been on this event. Just her name. She is based. She's a scientist. She is responsible for the existence of our most important war-wise hero. And she's a coffee addict. She's a coffee and a sugar addict, which is a very nice title. She also has cat ears for no reason. It's never explained why, because she's a human. She just does. Maybe the Arknight's director is involved in that. Who knows? Alright, no problem at all. After ending the call, the grief finally begins to overflow. That's cute art. Not cute, but like cool art. Holding the badge in her hand, Nell sits silently beside Gray. Professor, am I walking the right path now? In the deathly silent room, the room of the air conditioner is the only response. Get your head in the window. I hope you are not bleeding or anything. Were you breakdancing too hard? I followed you for years, from applied physicals to clinical medicine, but I couldn't even tell when you were replaced. Now let's out dry, bitter off. I tried to get up. Ouch. The badge in her hand reflects the sterile white light of the room. Be very careful with windows, please. When I was very young, I saw one of my classmates run out of physical education class into a door. The door had a glass window. Somehow he was so excited to go to recess that he broke that window, and there were glass shards everywhere, including on his face. I don't wanna get that. Alright. That's a good one. If you knew what I'm about to do to you, would you still have helped me so kindly back then? As now sits motionless in her chair, she can almost hear the faint sound of lab coat shifting. Just like back in the professor's lab, when she was focused on an experiment, Professor Gray would sneak up quietly from behind to check on her progress, only to be betrayed by the subtle rustle of her coat. She was always associated that sound with Professor Gray, gentle attentiveness. I got to go, cause it's dancing time. Thank you so much for hanging out. I hope you enjoyed dancing time. What we can do is to firmly carry out what we believe is right. Once again, Nell feels Professor Gray's warm hand wrap around her own. Nell unzips the body bag. The first thing she sees is Gray's hand resting on her abdomen. Slender, pale, almost the very hand that had gently lifted her up. Sadly, the warmth is gone, replaced by merciless cold. If Toffee is alive when you wanna hide out, could you hide in my name? Probably. I should be able to. Yeah, I can definitely hide him. He is my Portuguese bro. He suffered through the lack of internet and power through. I can hide him. And I will do it in your name. Placing the recording device on the table, Nell speaks calmly. And I should be hiding very soon. I'm going to play like maybe 2 Master Duel games after the story chapter, and that's it. Okay, Gorgo, see ya, bye bye. Time 04:45 on November 4th. This video is a record. For the upcoming experiment, the autopsy will be conducted by Cornelia Schaffer. Oh, wait, is that really how she's doing an autopsy? I thought she was going to fucking try to revive her or somehow access her brain memories. But no, it's literally just an autopsy. She wipes the grime from Gray's body with a sterile cotton pad, taking care to be as gentle as possible. I'm down to 20 Enclamed secret packs in Master Duel. I can also do that. Also pull on the Ice Jade stuff I was talking about. Even if it's just a 1000 gem pull, I'll do it. Kinda sad that it's ending. What is ending? The stream? Because if that's the case, then that makes me very happy. Because this is not a game that you play, but apparently I'm still able to catch your attention with it. Initial cleaning is complete. I will now examine the modified parts on Professor's Grey body. Starting from Gray's head, Nell carefully parts her hair, searching for surgical traces. Confirmed craniotomy scars. Specific procedures unclear at this point. She moves on to the neck, shoulders and arms, then gently lifts Gray's hand. The left arm is missing. The right hand has been modified, with an incision between the middle and right fingers. The lab door opens. Nell looks up in surprise. The story is that I have a document that records my Enclave free secret. There's only 20 remaining. Huh? Enclave... Oh, okay, I see, I get it. So you're actually big brain and getting all the free secrets. Which I'm pretty sure is... If you're willing to do that, what you should be doing, it's a ton of free pulls. Quote-unquote free, you still have to spend super hard, but with average luck, you're going to have more than enough super hard that's obtained from those free packs to keep going. I never kept track of it. At the start, I was going through the order that the wiki said, like the pack names, but eventually I lost track of it and kind of stopped caring about it. You have 7,700 super hard right now. Honestly, I'm not even impressed by that. Considering how much ultra hard you have, I don't think 7,700 super hard is impressive. Connie already changed into surgical scrubs. Silently looks at Grey on the table, then at Nell's bloodshot eyes. I thought you wouldn't come. With a sudden change in your plan, the experiment might not be finished in time, even with 2 people working on it, without sleep. Once again, they are just like me, without sleep. Connie sets down her bag and puts on her lab coat. Also, I like how you say don't tell Plushy and then you literally at her. Besides, if I don't help you, who else will? Thank you, Connie. Connie smoothly takes over the task of recording. I still don't understand why you want to do this, but I know you believe you're doing the right thing. You've always been a stubborn move when it comes to your principles. Enough talk, let's get to work. The prospect of doing lab work together with Connie hits Nell with a stronger sense of nostalgia. Finally, she allows herself a small, genuine smile. Okay. As the two of them dive into the preparations, dawn begins to seep into the night, revealing the silhouette of the hidden sun. Alright, I suppose that's Girls Frontline for today. And there are 19 chapters missing on the story. I'm not sure if I want to go through all of them on stream. I feel like if I don't, I'm going to immediately finish it, like tonight. Reading? Oh no, I'm outing myself as a fake Yu-Gi-Oh player, I'm reading. Anyway, Master Duel, time to launch it. Change the game category. Down. Now close this game, hop into the other. It should be showing the other. There we go. Who cares about Super Hardest? I care about Super Hardest. Not because of crafts, but only because of Super Hearts. Because, I mean, this is the perfect deck to show it. It's so pretty. And then there is Silvera and Arciala. And when I crafted this, I was already very into the deck, but I didn't know I would enjoy it as much as I do right now. I really fucking love White Forest. Even though I don't play the best version of it. Best version of it would be something like this, just remove the diabells and this one. And I guess the meme Sinful Spell. And yeah, White Forest with Millennium and Finsmith. And basically what happens here is that all of these engines are a one card combo into the same full board. I don't like it much because Finsmith in White Forest obviously very strong. You don't have any room in the extra deck to work with. The only flexible spot out of these 15 cards is the Appaloosa. Everything else you need it for the combo. Do you think people would be interested if I compile all the free secret pack moves with Ultra Hearts? People would probably care more about Super Hearts because those are cheaper to craft. No? I don't know. Maybe you should. Or maybe I'm not understanding properly what you're talking about. Also, I said yesterday on Pushy's stream that Brad managed to get not just Master 1 with Valmonica, he had a 17 win streak. That's actual insanity. I need to turn on my VPN. Or else I'm going to be disconnecting from my matches. Isn't tradition for me to start recording when I claim free secret packs? Okay, turning on VPN, 50% chance stream just goes down. Test. I don't think it went down. But the client is also not working. Come on, game. Oh yeah, right, I need music. I'll just use the music from the game. Since I'm not planning to play much, why not? Do I need to relaunch the client? Like, please let me do things. Let me play the game. Okay, I'll just relaunch it. It's probably faster. I'm still taking a nap. Someone give them a treat for all their hard work. Not now, whenever they wake up and start working. This is maybe fine. Yeah, this is probably fine. What else did I want to yap about? Valmonica, right? So, yeah, one thing that I saw that was pulling a ton of weight for that two bread was Zeus and Typhoon. I haven't played them in Valmonica in a while because I have too many, I don't know, experimental picks here. These guys were winning matches back and forth, like both of them were pulling so much weight. And then the other thing is he has a bigger Valmonica skeleton. I was on 2 Skeletor, he had 3. I was on 1 Versar, he had 2. So maybe that's one answer. He was also on Hereditary. I'm not completely sure if this actually wins games frequently, it's not great. But when it does work, it's good. It's basically a solemn judgment that instead of requiring you to pay life points, it requires you to have a Link 1. And when you describe it like that, it's not very good. But I guess if you get an extremely good hand, you can search it to do keyword extremely good hand required Also, probably no interruptions, but yeah, it's a possibility. Or you can just hard open it, I guess. And there's also the graveyard effect. The graveyard effect is actually very good. Lets you shuffle back Valmanica cards that are anywhere, including banishment, and draw one card for every 3. It can get you more hand traps. You can activate it on the opponent turn. It can just refill your deck if you run out of steam and like you want to search things but they're just not on your deck anymore. And yeah, then there's the more obvious things like that bread does not play Varar, nobody showed. That's a free extra deck slot on a deck that is starved for extra deck slots, but I'm an idiot and I have her in Royal Foil, so I refuse to take her out of the deck. I don't know why you're playing the White Shield in the White Forest. I think it's very standard to do it, and it's full combo. And like wait, is it full combo? No, it's a brick. It's a brick, but you still kinda want it for the others. I don't know, if I grab the spreadsheet, I'm sure there's going to be an explanation. Let me see if I can find it. I should probably learn how to play the deck the way it's meant to be played at the moment. The way that people agree that is the best way. White Forest, Control F, Shield. I know that the Shield is not a starter for the full combo, but I do believe it comes in at some point. It plays Ash Bottom. I mean, that's a really shitty argument. Shield lets us make pre-Beatrice spun board. Okay, I don't need shield, right? Someone said. You need shield. I guess the better way is to just open the spreadsheet. Does it? What is the question related to? What do you use shield for? I'm trying to figure it out, but it's like necessary for the combo. I don't play this version. It does say right there, Boring Forest. I haven't fallen. I don't play this version of the deck, that's all. I can like wing it, but I need to know what the shield is for. Millennium Shield honestly isn't as bad as it looks. It bites Ash, Purge, Ogre. A shield attempting to resolve then when the cost is 2000 life points is paid. It's usually an indication of pure Millennium attempting to add-dunk. It's free body on board even if you precon it with 4 non-engine. You have a 3000 defense and hopefully 4 interruptions in hand. It can be used as a spell trap cost for your White Forest. Millennium combo piece. Okay, so the shield is literally just to make curious. Yeah, I think that's like the moral of the story. Okay, if you are using Golem as a starter, apparently you or other Millennium pieces as starter, you do need shield. And it's not curious, it's like sprint into sprite. Deck has no curious, yeah. We make sprite sprint and then we use Doom Dragon to remove the sprite sprint or whatever. Make elf. I don't know, it's some weird gimmick like that. But apparently you don't need the shield for your combo unless you are starting from Millennium. And regardless if you start from other piece, like the this text I had earlier, it's not as bad as it looks. It makes your opponent think it's Millennium. It can be used as a body or as a spell that you send for effect. Or it literally just bites your opponent, and even if you break on 4 hand traps, it's still a very big defense body. Anyway, I don't like this version of White Forest, as I've been saying many times. I mean, it's cool tech being able to basically not care about the Beatrice spun because you just use Sprint, Elf, and Doom Dragon combo. And I fucking love Doom Dragon just because war-wise, this is Diabels. I would not run Shield. I can see why you wouldn't run it. I think it's cool tech. And yeah, I suppose we could do instead of shield like a third copy of Sun Engine. That would be completely fine. Maybe even a second copy of the temple. I think the shield is fine. I was convinced by the explanation. Anyway, I'm not going to be playing this deck either. I like my Centurion White Forest too much, or my dumbass White Forest with, what's her name, Kashtiran Diabels, or Apes in that version. The Azmina Apes. Let me take a look at it. Well, I'm not running Apes here, I'm running Awakening, and Awakening is 100% cuttable. The only reason I'm using this is because Diabels is in the art, and I like it. That's 100% cuttable. Doesn't mean that it's a horrible card, it can win matches. You just cannot expect it to do it consistently. So 2 Golem, 2 Caveman, 1 Wedge. Yeah, those are the hate use I personally like the most, and as you can see, it's what I'm running. It's what I used in other piles I've played. I like it. I think if you start running, being a nerd, running statistics, there might be arguments to doing other versions. Your versions are cooler though. They are for me at the very least. I enjoy them a lot. Okay, I wonder if I have the Ice Shade pack in here. I fucking don't. Wait, do I? Okay, I do. What do I need from here? Basically nothing. Like, I'm not even playing this card on the TR Element Ice Shade version, but I still want to try this card and maybe play it in pure. This makes a very funny lock. Face-up card is in a field zone, you can special this card, and where is it? While the field spell is on the field, monsters your opponent controls can only activate their effects the turn they are summoned. And that's going to pair very nicely with the Continuous, which is here. While an Acid monster and the field spell is on the field, your opponent cannot activate the effects of monsters that were summoned that turn. So it's basically not skill drain, because skill drain you can still activate, but ultimately it's a skill drain with multiple pieces, I suppose, because you need the Continuals, you need the Pin as well, and the field spell. And floodgates are cringe unless I'm the one playing them. And is that basically all I want from here? I think it is. I guess I wouldn't mind getting this one just to complete the collection. Alright, I'll be doing a single pull. Let's go. And I got no Ultra unless one of these packs upgrades. Also, getting Goatee is kinda cool. I don't think I can see myself playing Goatee, but I think the archetype is interesting enough for me to keep the cards. Okay, one Aegirin. Of the three, there are 3 versions of Aegirin in Ice Shade. They are apparently some of the strongest cards in the archetype. And I got this cute guy. I randomly have a Royal Sea Snake Coty. Never going to play it. Rip rip. I wonder if you can play it in like other archetypes. Also Royals, you know that I'm a sucker for Royals. If I get a Royal Ice Shade, then I'm definitely going to be playing it a lot. Normally people mix Scotty with White Aura cards. The only White Aura card I know is a certain Synchro that I think lets you draw. Target one level 3 or lower Fish, Sea Serpent or Aqua in graveyard. Speciality in defense. This fucking sucks. Why don't you just use Monster Reborn? Excuse me? Come on, give me one Royal Ajirin. One Royal Acti, that's the bad one, but I still want to play her because she's the cutest. In case you want 2 more Monster Reborns. Incredible, incredible. I think at this point, with how many similar effects there are, you could probably make a 60 card Monster Reborn deck. I don't know, maybe 60 is too much. I guess you can stretch the definition of what is a Monster Reborn. But you can get quite a lot. And you can get them in all different shapes. You can get the trap one that I don't remember the name. You can get it in Quick Spell now. I'm trying to remember the name of the trap. I keep thinking Cowed by the Grave, but I'm sure it's not Cowed by the Grave. Cowed by the Haunted? It's something like that. You need the extra deck? For which? To be bigger? Oh, fuck yes, I do. Valmanic is so fucking starved for extra deck slots. I have funny ideas. Maybe on the next Master Hole. Okay, Ultra, PogChamp. That makes me feel so much better. I can't make them because extra deck XP XC. Wait, what is XP XC? It's not showing properly if it's an emote. Here, Branded Dynamo. Yeah, Branded naturally is going to occupy quite a bit of the extra deck. You are Tyra, that's a good explanation. Okay, 2 Ultras. Can this be the Ice Shade Queen? Please? Because I don't think there's any other card in the pack that I'm actually interested in this Ultra her. I slept 2 hours after yesterday. Okay, you were just now, or just earlier, telling me to go to sleep instead of watching your stream. What are you doing here if you only slept 2 hours? You have already watched more of my stream than slept. No! That's not even a new card, I already had it. Oh, that's 20 dust. And I got fucking nothing. Do I pull another one? Do I dare? It's not worth it. Like, I should just craft it right away. I'll save for potentially new archetypes or Lacrima, all that good stuff. I'm already too far gone? No. Okay, I'm going to be 100% real with you. Lack of sleep can lead to very dangerous complications when you are older, such as Alzheimer's. So please, please, pay the importance that you showed to sleeping. Okay, what deck do I want to play? This one isn't exactly finished. I'm missing the Zilantis, I kinda just replaced with random crap. And this can be optimized a little further. I don't really need such a big cash tier package. I think I might play Valmonica. Sure. Let me just take one look at the deck, see what I have exactly here. I have Blink Spider, Necroquip, Kaiser. No Desire. Okay, sure. I don't need Desire. Don't have time? I mean, there's one thing you can cut your time, but I can't recommend it, not, especially now that you are doing so well, which is the stream. But you have been so consistent, and that's really impressive, really consistent, and really good for your growth. You have spent time with girlfriend stream? Surely you can find time to nap in between. Like, ideally you sleep 8 hours a day, but you don't need to sleep that much, I guess. Like 5 hours is immediately, I don't know, twice as better than 2 hours. Mathematically a little bit over twice. Because when I'm free, I stream or work on stream ideas and collabs. And speaking on that, I swear I'm not fucking on the masochist, but I do think I will finish the 10 victories off stream. I will record it. But like, for example, I can't stream forever because I can't be loud. I was thinking of using that time to just play it. I care about that. I don't. I already have everything I need. Unless he negates the Celtics, then I care about it. Take your time, don't worry. Thank you, thank you. Wait, I actually don't have everything I need. I'm missing Scout and Invitare. I can grab Scout here, grab Invitare. Okay, sure. I don't have everything I need, but I'm not far. I have enough. Let me know as soon as you're done. I will. This Blue Eyes player is really... He's probably googling, what do I negate against Valmonica? Okay, I'm going to give you the best advice I can when it comes to that. Literally anything, and it's going to win. Memes aside, you want to negate on this order of priority Cemeteries because she can search anything. Then Invitare because it grabs you 2 skills and 2 skills lets you do a lot. Where is Invitare? Where is Invitare? This one? And the third best card to negate would be Scouter. I guess Scout and Field Spell are on the same side. Scouter searches any spell, Field Spell searches any monster. I'm only saying on the same priority because this one can search Cemeteries, but I activate this first a lot as bait. So I'd say save the negate for Scouter. Negate the card with animation, win games. True, that's 100% true. I did say that Cemeteries was the best card to negate, and she's the one with animation. Oh my god, they're still stalling. Like, what the fuck are they doing? Pulling up entire... And then they just negate. So what were they doing? Were they like pulling entire replays of Valmonica players, see what they were getting negated on? Okay, I have no skills, that means I just fucking die. If I try to activate this, he gets to pick the effect because I have no skills. He's going to send one to the graveyard, and that does not help me. Okay, now normal summon Primate Tether Battle. I wonder if I'm raging at them playing slow, but it's actually just connection issues. Wow, that's not an Etero Battle. But that is the same deck with some spice. Oh yeah, back to the conversation with White Forest. The region, the Doom Dragon, is so important for that version of the deck. Is that Sprite Sprint, which is what you are using to send a Stellar, cannot be used as linked material the turn it is summoned. So you need Doom Dragon to remove it from the extra monster zone and then make Sprite off. And okay, sure. I guess they bricked as well, or they were having connection issues. I'll take the going first. My marriage is going to be successful. I won the coin flip. After 50-50 separating statistic in Portugal. Oh my god, so many hand traps. See, if this was a Millennium Shield, I'd at least have a Millennium Shield. But this is bad summon that cannot be used. I'm not even gonna set it. Might as well keep it in hand and then maybe I discard it for skill. I should have probably done Flowers in standby. Okay, what the fuck do I negate against Movadius? Especially considering I only have one Ash Button. I believe like their strongest card has to be used when they have no monsters on field. The fact they are normal summoning this is already a good sign for me. Add one Movadius monster. Okay, I guess I'm going to be the one doing some Googling this time. Obviously, Ostinato, Patcha to negate. First movement, so okay. So I let this go. Was I faster than the last player? Or am I exactly what I hated? Oh fuck, that's a special summon. I could have done Maxi. I thought it was like going to put in skills, and now I called Maxi again because they're going to Wing 2. Okay, Maxi. I'll probably regret it because now it's both Maxi and Flower. They're probably going to stop. This is not very smart hand trap use, I gotta admit. Battle phase, yeah, they're going to stop. I spooked them, and that is a very big problem because I don't have any combo piece and Valmanica has no one card combo. Worry is actually potentially the best I could have gotten aside for Engraver and Tract. Did it make Kaiser? And let's take a negate it. Okay, get Necroquip. And then get the other Engraver. Okay, I have engraved. Now overlay into Shiza. And now I can whack my opponent. I guess I could consider making those. I doubt it's worth it. It's annoying for him to have the skill set, that's for sure. But I would imagine the Caesar effect is also powerful. Also, what the fuck am I doing? I just put the trap card in my pendulum zone. I didn't even need to set it. Okay, they're going to try to pop off. Can they do it? Okay, that's a negate target. Well, it's a negate target with Imperm. I don't know if I can negate it with anything else. Discard special, you can special one Movadus from deck. But I'm not going to be able to do that because while you control this fusion summoned card, activated effects of your Movadus cannot be negated. This is also a deck I was interested in learning, but like most of them aren't that cute, to be fair. I like that this is a reference to Buck. Buck is based. Like most of them, I don't know, they don't look exactly cute. The flower at 12 looks super cute though. That card alone makes me almost want to play the deck. This one is pretty cute as well. I guess I negate it now because I have nothing else to use that on. Actually no, I probably should have waited for a fusion spell regardless. And maybe draw and Walkbird out of that. But yeah, apparently Kaiser was stronger against them. That's the second effect they activate that gives me the Kaiser prompt. It's just that they had Imperm. It's such a shame that the Master Duel art is so pixelated. You can really tell it's on this art because there's a thick outline on the character. And you can see it's so like pixelated. Should we just drop draw? Why not? I should drop the entire game. Like, look at their hand advantage. I'm not coming back from this. Especially not when Valmonica has no one card combo. The best one card combo I can do is Bellatrix into Baguska. But it's literally just Baguska pass. Alright, then enough Valmonica for now. And now I will play the very bad version of White Forest. Why do they have the name that a bot would have? Solid. Starting with Jack Jaguar. I'd imagine they have more than enough guts to get through 1v1 Imperm, but I'm still down to watch it. I'll Imperm the Gazelle. Even though I'm pretty sure they don't need it to resolve to combo. Must be special to zone discard points too. Punishment Cybers from graveyard, add 1 tuner. Setting 2. Okay, that actually stopped them. That's pretty cool. Okay, my hand quality isn't the best, but it's also not bad. Like I have Unicorn and Bird, Bird is my only Unicorn target. I guess it's kind of annoying. I can't even bait hand traps with it. I guess I can bait the entire game with Unicorn. Okay, do I play a sneak peek at this one? Sure. I'm probably going to play because the deck isn't very consistent and I'm horrible at it. But that could be my last match for today. Why not? At least I get to go first. Now the other question is, do I get to make any play or not? I might have a bunch of cards in hand. I probably want to normal edge it in. I can send this card from hand to the graveyard, special 1 water, so I can use this special the edge it in. Supremacy Mare goes into the armament combos. You can send 1 card from hand to the graveyard and target 1 Luster in graveyard. And send this from field to the graveyard if you do special. So this is not even considered one of the worst cards, but it's still kind of bad. You have to go -1 to special 1 water from graveyard. Then get the Cradle. Then we get the level 7 Edgerin, which is going to make Synchro 10. And discard 1 other Ice Shade. So I specifically have to discard the Tinova. No Ice Shade Synchro for me. This card is actually pretty damn good. I have no doubt that this carries the entire archetype. So I guess I can make a 7 with this, don't really need to. Okay, I guess we are playing the armaments because my opponent did not let me play my pet deck. I can use the ones in the graveyard, do I want to? Sure. I think the synergy between these two decks is very limited. But I used to play Dragon Maid the armaments. There's definitely more synergy in here than with Dragon Maid. Also, Tear Cash being a water helps me a lot. Oh, I did not expect to get that MILF. I guess now we have to go with it. And now we have Havn is doing nothing in the graveyard. Okay, can I do anything interesting with this? I might be able to get Ajirin still. I can also make a Link to Revive a Water. Not interested in that. Can I just Synchro Climb from the Diva? Prima Donna, I mean. 7 tuner. Let's try. I think I got something in my hands. And like I'm going to loop my entire hand just for 2 bosses, but it's something. Yeah, I can. I don't even need to go through Prima Donna first. I can go straight into... Never mind, I need Prima Donna. And the reason I need this one is that Gun Edgerin requires specifically a water tuner. And now my cards cannot be destroyed or banished. Let's say chain an ogre or like I don't know imperm to edge it in. Your opponent cannot target synchro summon a monster that uses this card's material. Wait, that's pretty cool. You make the synchro summoned card avoid Drill Beam. Full Dynamorphia combo. We got goods. That's very good that we got goods. On the previous turn I was thinking of sending Suviak from Hulkavus. I'm glad I did not. Oh my god, I'm getting so sleepy right now. Do I want Shiren? Don't think so. I want the water. This is the water. I mean, I don't need the water. I can... Yes, I can make a Synchro 10 with this. But I can also just go... I know Heart. Try to make it and then add Tier Cash to hand. Can also recycle the Edgerin into this. But that's something I want to do from the graveyard. If it's on the field, then this is not good. Add Tier Cash into hand. I feel like if I didn't like the armament so much, I would probably be upset at my opponents using Kit Covers. Like, she's literally the searcher. Any card, and it goes either to hand or graveyard. There may be some issue with how many slots I have available. Ooh, no. Okay, never mind. Unless they have a second one, that literally does nothing. Watch this. Watch the power of Ice Street. You don't have a second one. You just don't. No. Okay, can I do something about that? No, I cannot. No. How would I avoid that? I'm trying to think. Not sure. But now I'm kind of fucked. Like, yeah, I'm definitely not going to quit this, it just put the monster on the field, doesn't change anything. If anything, gives him one more target for the cannon. No, not my boss monsters. Like, I can make another Synchro 10. This is so yucky at this point. Well, whatever they're thinking about, they're really thinking. got Ice Dragon Pigeon, and that should be game. Yeah, that's an Aqua. Punches whatever. Alright, I think I'm going to scoop and hide over to Suffering. Oh, Suffering has a female model. Alright, he has cute classes. Oh my god, that's cute. Okay, let's go very immediately to Suffering stream. See what is he up to. Alright, thank you all so much for hanging around. Hope you enjoyed the stream. And I hope you keep enjoying Suffering stream. Bye bye.